At this point in my life, it's convenient for
Hi everybody, how are you? Sorry, trying to get myself settled in here. So I'll be playing some little music in the background while I get myself together. Okay. Happy Saturday. Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss P. My name is Felicia. I am your host. I'm excited to be here. You guys, I did a little social experimental post yesterday, and oh my goodness, you guys are going wild under it. I did a little experiment on you guys to see what really drives the crowd. We're going to talk about that shortly. But welcome. How are you tonight? I'm excited to be here. It's been a really interesting week to say the least, but we are grateful we're here. We're happy to be here, and we are alive and ready to dance, 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 dance. You guys, I'm on my weight loss journey and it's going great so far. I'm doing intermediate fasting, and that's what always worked out for me. This time around, the only thing that's really bad about it is how my entire structure has changed, working overnight and being sleeping during the day really throws everything out. I think it really set you up for failure when it comes to weight loss because those time that you're actually supposed to burn calories, you're using them to sleep. So it's kind of crazy reverse. But I'm super grateful because very soon I'll go back to my normal life. Normal to say the least. I have so much going on. Oh my gosh. This year is going to be crazy, but I'm excited for all the craziness and being closer to my dream. You guys, listen, I bone straightened my hair today and it's been really difficult to keep this hair going. So I might do some little other hairstyles soon, but you guys, I can see like some changes because you see my neck usually have that little bone to it, which I really like. I think all women should have that collarbones. So I'm excited for my weight loss journey. I think I lost like what, 5 pounds this week. So we're counting. I ate a lot of sugar, and I think that's one thing that I'm working on. But anyways, welcome. What was that social experiment? I did a social experiment on you guys yesterday evening just to see two things. Are people excited about things that interest them, or they're excited for you based on everybody wants to be part of the excitement. Everybody want to be part of it, and then it's just died down. But I here to tell you guys, no, I'm not pregnant. Neither are we planning for baby number 3. I just did that just to kind of like see, just to wake my audience up, and you guys all woke up. Oh my gosh! Congratulations. No, I'm not pregnant. Don't blame. These are all regular weight that I gained and I'm fighting to lose it. So no, 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 guys, I'm nowhere, no shape or fun. I'm not pregnant, and if anything, I cannot be pregnant anytime soon, or now, or ever, naturally, because I did my tubal. So I did tubal. I cannot have any more babies naturally. So no, we're not planning for no baby. And I just wanted a hint who really pay attention to details because if you saw in the post, I said hater would say I'm lying. But yeah, no, I am not pregnant. If you don't watch the show, you would never know. I am not pregnant. I am not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. It was a April or January flu, but I'm not pregnant. I'm glad that you guys are all excited. I want to see who knows me. If I was pregnant, you guys, I would not be posting it. Okay. If anybody remember any of my kids I've had, I never posted it. I always keep it to myself until after my baby's born and you see brand new baby. But no, I'm not pregnant, y'all. This is all fat and all lies. It was a social experiment, okay? So y'all come here. Y'all come here, y'all come here. Tonight, we're talking about keeping that trust in your relationship. How do you keep that, when trust is broken? Um, I know for a fact for me, once trust is broken, oof, I don't know, maybe every stage of your life is different, but at this stage where I'm at right now, right now, right now, right now, I don't know what I will say. I think it depends what stage your relationship is at. If you're married and have kids and you build a lot with that person, um, you have no choice. You have to put a work in to rebuild that. But I feel like if you're in the dating stage or you're not just dating stage, but I feel like when people are just newlyweds and they don't really have a lot attached to them, I don't think it doesn't. It doesn't. But anyway, who am I? What do I know? Let's jump to it. We're gonna get started. Let me share the show. As always, I come here early, 8:30, so that way we can chit chat and see what's going on, chop it up a bit. And then we jump to the show at 9 o'clock. So we got 15 more minutes before the show starts. Let me start the show. Let me start sharing. So please, please, please share the show, invite friends, invite people, family. You guys also, I know I don't ask, but later on, once the co-host and everybody else join the show, we are launching. Yeah, yeah. I worked last night. I came home early this morning. But we're launching this new segment of the show where it's called Bible Trivia. And we will be doing that every last Sunday of the month. And we will have people calling. I'm trying to figure out to get anybody know how to get a burner phone to be able to just get WhatsApp. I don't want to share my personal number with anybody because that's an easy way for somebody to, in a system. But anyways, if you know how I can get a burner phone and whatever cheap service, you guys, I just had dinner too and I'm sleepy. But anyways, we're going to be doing that starting next week Sunday. So I'm going to create some little content around that, some flyers to share and things like that, just to show you guys our new launching of Bible trivia every Sunday. You can win $5 depending on the answers of the questions. I got a few questions off my sleeves. I'm gonna do some question with our co-host and stuff like that, and the panelists who have questions, and we'll try to switch it up every now and then. We'll see how that goes. $5. Make sure you remind your friends, family that are back home. It's not much, but it's a little start. You guys, the girl is not starting to get paid yet on here. Once I start to get some little funds, I might do more fun stuff. But anyways, I love to give back, and I think the best way to give back is do these while we're learning the Bible together, something just to make it fun. So $5 per questions. You have to answer the question. Once you answer that question, it's gone out the door. So please, please, please get yourself ready. Start reading the Bible. Get familiarized with them. Check them. Make sure you are here next week Sunday. We're going to try to do this show as early as possible. Okay? You hear me? So, anyways, I can't do this throughout the show. I'll be sleeping. That's ridiculous. Anyways, I'm here. Welcome. How is January going? How is the first month going? Huh, you guys? How is that? How is those resolution or those changes or those life updates, those life, like things you plan on doing this year? How is that going? Are you guys okay? You guys, you know what? I did not even plug my mic in. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna mute myself and I'm gonna turn my camera off. I don't want y'all looking all in my nose. Anyways, welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. Let me go ahead and you guys, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to play music, but at the same time, I'm so scared. Um, let's see, what are royalty-free music that I can play? There's some royalty-free music. Play some music. I feel like jamming it up. while I set this up. I need to have a little theme song, right? Jam it up, jam it up, jam it up. What are some royalty free music that they got? You guys, I'm trying to listen to. Yeah, I don't want that one. I want actual songs. Let me just say this, right? I always thought Christian music was copyright free. How naive of me, right? Because they do have to pay and take care of the musicians, right? And pay for all that, like, but I really thought, hmm, gospel musics were like royalty free, which is very naive of me. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is the 21st century. Let's see, copyright free. Let's see, Sunday morning. You guys, that's commercial, we gotta pay for this song. So let's see. You guys, I'm looking for royalty free music. It's crazy. Don't mind me. So now I'm gonna share the show. I just don't want you guys to be staring at me while I'm like trying to share the show. And no one's here to chit chat with me so we can talk about what happened during the week. What happened, y'all? So instead, y'all gonna listen to me and listen to this gospel beat, okay? Let's see my. Oh, Big T is watching. Welcome, 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 welcome. I see. Where is the co-host he watching? Where you at? Oh, you guys I have to turn it off because I gotta share this show. Let's share it. 9 o'clock. We're about to get started. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Don't miss it. And share the show. Share the show. Invite your friends. Tell them Fifi is live. Invite your friends. Tell them I'm live. I'm live. Make sure you tell them I'm here. Make sure you tell them. So let me tell you a funny story about me. Okay. So story time. Y'all ready? Grab your popcorn. I'm just kidding. Once upon a time, there was a girl by the name of Felicia. Go by Fiti or Fee, however whatever suits you or float your boat. Call me that. Just don't be disrespectful. I don't care. But anyways, I used to want to be a singer. Who knows? Maybe one day we might do something with that little side of me. But it's been ages since I've really sat to sing any melodies. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. In my journal, I have a section that has like me wrote some little poem in there that sounds like music, and I used to want to put it together. And then I'll put myself at, girl, Felicia, you better put yourself together. Music get what? But now look, and you guys, I used to want to be a track star. I think I was really great at it. I ran track, I did track and field, and I really wanted something out of that. But you guys, in America, you're trying to make it. You better be smart, make a smart move to make money. Get a good job and pay your bill. Wake up and do it again. You guys, um, that's used to be my little secret thing I used to want to do. Yeah, you guys. So I'm sharing. Sharing is caring. Please, 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 kindly share the show. Invite people. You guys, we're growing. We're officially 5,000 follow. Ooh, isn't that something, y'all? We are growing. And I've averaged, on the average, every month, the goal is to at least give 100 followers. That is the goal. Every month to get 100 followers. Isn't every month? No, every week. Every week, by the end of the week, even if we don't make it through the week. But the goal is to reach that. Get 100 follow. Now that we're at 5,000 follow, we are actually building our presence on Facebook. It's becoming very apparent. We want to be a household type of channel that people can remember. So please, I need your help. I need every hand down support from you. I need your support. I need you all hands on deck. And I also need you guys, once my subscriptions open, I'm gonna need you to subscribe. Yo, we gotta keep this show going. How you think we got StreamYard and all this other extra stuff? Ain't cheap. Just kidding. Y'all need to support the show. Y'all need to share the show. Invite your friends, tell your family, tell your kids. If you got 10 kids, right? And every one of them watch the show and share it. Do you know what that means? We want to share positive vibes, okay? So you guys share the show, invite everybody, their grandma and their mama and everyone. Tell them I'm live. Tell everybody Fifi is live. She talking something really good. You want to know? Tell everybody that I'm live. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about maybe I'll make my own theme song. How about that, right? Yeah, come on, come on. It's almost 9 o'clock. Let me share the show and stop fooling around. You guys, again, disclaimer, I was doing a social experiment yesterday. I am not pregnant, not expecting, not planning, not nothing. I'm not. Okay? Just want to fix the damage I've done. All this puffer face you see is all food, candy, sugar, cake, ice cream. I ate a lot of ice cream during the holiday. I ate a lot of chocolate. There was a lot of gift that was like chocolate, 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 chocolate. And you guys, I love a dark and rich, like rich um chocolate. You guys, there's nothing like a nice. I never used to have sweet tooth, but now I don't drink soda. I don't drink those juice, none of those. But I love chocolate, and then I tapped into this whole drinking coffee thing because I work late at night, and I have totally cut that out. That was never me. I don't know what that version came from. Not happening. Not doing it anymore. Okay. So, what would you say is the key ingredient in rebuilding trust? In rebuilding a trusting relationship. That's what we're talking about tonight. I need you to tap in, share the show, bring your friend, bring your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your nephew, your niece, whatever. Bring them. Y'all come here. Let's talk about it. Okay? Y'all come, let's talk about it. I know all of y'all got trust issues. I have my trust issue days. Days. I think everybody go through those moments where you have trust issues. I'm not lying. Everybody go through that moment. I'm just here running my mouth, and it's 9 o'clock. Welcome to the show. How are you? And I'm not done sharing the show. I think I'm having way too much fun than I should. You guys, we are high, we are family. Come and join my sisters and me. We are family. All right, let's jump into it. I can share this while the show's going on. I've shared enough, I think. Oh, one thing I didn't do, I didn't pin the link in the comment section. So let's go right ahead and do that. Welcome. Let me do a proper intro and then we can get started. You guys, y'all don't look at my gray hair. I beg you. This is wisdom. You need some wisdom? Come to Felicia. Hi, Yaka. Hi, Yaka. Mm-mm-mm. Pin this over here. We're gonna do some hashtags, which is what I was supposed to do, but I didn't. Let's do some hashtags, you guys. Hashtag 2025 trending. Um, You guys, make sure you're hashtagging Let's Talk with Miss P. Bentu says, Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. How are you? I think this is your first time. Welcome our new followers. We appreciate you here. If it's your first time, come on in. Let's talk about it. There's always a seat here at the table. Type in the comment section where you're watching. Benton. Can you say your name or how do you say it? If I'm saying it wrong, I'm so sorry. But welcome, 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 welcome. You guys, we're about to get started. Let me hashtag. We are talking about trust issues. I think everybody needs to tap into this conversation because we all have our moments. We all are here. We all love to talk about us. So let's go and welcome. Guys. Nah, hold on. You guys, tonight's topic, first of all, welcome. Welcome to all of our new followers. Um, this is Let's Talk with Miss B. My name is Felicia. I am your host. On this platform, we talk about anything and everything social, anything that's affecting social lives, family, relationship. We promote young family, young relationship, young marriages. We're all about building up and supporting family and also talking about those uncomfortable things that people do not want to talk about. That's what we talk about here. Those things that you have it in your mind, you're like, I wonder this, and then you're like, nah, if I say that, it's going to be controversial. We want to talk about it here, right here. We want to sit here and talk about it. And tonight we're talking about what would you say is the key ingredients in rebuilding a trusting relationship. We all go through it. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It could be a relationship that's broken, a friendship, a long-term friendship. I will tell you guys, I had a very I wouldn't say that was like a best friend. No, I don't know. My friendships are very, very interesting, but I have a really good friend that, you know, once I'm this type of person, once I cannot trust you, I can't be around you. I don't want you around me. And it's just like, mm, stay away from me. That's I know it's so bad, right? It's like stay away from me. Stay over there, stay over there. If I see you, I'll say hi, but I want nothing to be with you. I don't want you to be anywhere within my circle and I don't want you to do anything with me. So yeah. Let's see, what are you speaking? What do you speak? Where are you watching from? Tell us, Bendu. Tell us. I want to see. How do I translate this? Mm, You guys, my iPhones is the one that I can translate on. Cannot translate on Samsung on here. But welcome. I hope you can understand me. Basically, what I'm saying is trust is a very hard thing, and a lot of people do not understand that. You cannot, I feel like a lot of people misunderstand what trusting is. I feel like when you meet someone, trust just starts right there, right? And then people start to decrease the percentage of that. But anyways, we build on trust and we nurture it, but we don't. Well, see how do you rebuild that? Once out the door, you have my 100% trust. And once I see you, I trust you. I have good faith in you, especially if I have good feelings about you, right? I just think, yeah, you are it, and then until you break that trust. But, anyways, let's jump into it. Welcome, our new followers. Welcome. My name is Felicia. I am your host, aka Fifi. This is Let's Talk with Miss Fee. Follow our page, share the show, invite your friends. Let's build a healthy community. Let's build a community that everybody can feel comfortable to talk about. This is home. This is where your comfort is. I remember I shared on this show back when I was dating. I don't care how far our relationship goes. I was very hesitant for anybody to come within my space. Like, I don't want to break up with you and then go to my home and then I'm thinking, oh yeah, we used to be right here. Oh yeah. No, you are not allowed to come within my space unless I know. Yeah, so I mean a lot of people didn't really understand that about me. But anyways, that's not about me tonight. We're talking about rebuilding trust. I myself have relationship, whether it be uh, intimate relationship that in the past trust were broken and it was never rebuilt, and even friendship trust were breaking and was never rebuilt. I think there was one friendship that trust were built was rebuilt within that relationship, that my friend, and I'm very grateful that that relationship was able to succeed. But I think it depends on what that person did to you. I think rebuilding trust takes a lot of work, and a lot of people are not willing to put that work into it. So tonight we're going to see different spectrums and dynamic of it, and see what is the key ingredients to rebuilding that trust. How many people watching? I see one person watching. Who's watching? Thank you for watching. Welcome. So let's go to my notes and we're going to get started. I think at this point we all know what trust is, right? It's safe to say we're all informed and we'll all understand what it means to trust someone. Correcto? Yes, correcto. All right, so let's jump into it. How you doing? How was your week? How's life treating y'all? Um, what's your plan for the holiday weekend? It's MLK weekend. What you're gonna be doing? What you're gonna say? You guys, um, what is the key ingredient So, as we all know, rebuilding trust is not a walk in the park, right? Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are sharing. Today, we're talking about what is the key ingredients to rebuilding a trusting relationship. What is that ingredients? What does that look like? Um, Trust is something that's very, very delicate. It's something that you don't want to play around. I usually look at life in that lens. I always look at life as it being so gentle, it's being so delicate, and you have to take it with care. You have to be careful what you do, but then also you can be too careful. So it's like a boil. It's like an egg that you're about to boil. You can't like be so gentle, but you got to put in the water. It's gonna boil. It's like a process. So that's how I see trust. Trust is very, very um, is delicate, and you need to know what are those ingredients. What do we mean by ingredients? When you say ingredients, like those direct information that are very key to you rebuilding trust in a relationship. That's what I mean. Like those things that you hold so dearly that without that, you don't know if you can trust them. I think the key ingredients is what's important to that individual. But we're going to look at it from a general standpoint. And those of you who's been married for years, I love to listen to relationships that have been together for such a long time. I think there's so many things that have happened or occurred, but there's only two things that they remember: that they love each other most and they trust was one thing. Once somebody stops trusting you, you cannot build that relationship that you want to. So, hey, River Pro, welcome to the show. How are you? We're back to the ghosting. So, the key and most important thing is starting a conversation. What's up? How are you? How's it going? Welcome. I think the key thing and the most important thing that everybody needs to know is, how do you start the conversation? Conversation, communication. How do you start? Who starts the conversation? Who's responsible for making sure that get done? I think the person in the wrong should start a conversation. But also, it could be on both ends, because the person who's in the wrong may not know how to start a conversation. But I also think the person who's being hurt, who has lost that trust, they should be the one who could possibly steer the conversation in a way where it's like, what do you want now? I'm wrong already. I don't know what's in your head. How do I start a conversation? I can apologize from now till heaven comes. But in order for you to really start to build that trust, it has to come from the person who is on the receiving end, in my opinion. So let's look at it. The key ingredients in rebuilding trust are open and honest communication, taking accountabilities. That's so important. Taking accountabilities for your action, demonstrating reliability through consistent behavior, expressing sincere apologies when necessary, and allowing time for healing and patience throughout the process. I think we're all human beings. We all feel like once we apologize, the other person on the receiving end should just automatically say, yes, I'm okay. But it doesn't work that way. It's not stuff, it doesn't work that way. Everybody has different healing process. Um, Somebody might say, well, last time you did something to me and I said sorry and it was okay. Well, it was okay for you because your healing process is different from somebody else's healing process. Let's look at it from a relationship standpoint. Intimate relationship standpoints. I know I made this kind of like open ended because I wanted to get different variety of answers and understanding from how people stay happily together. That's another conversation that we will have at another time. Um, so being honest first about what happened. I know a lot of men will say women always bring up things that have happened in the past, right? That's a sign that a person was never fully healed. That person never fully forgive you. That person never fully understood that you are able to be trusted again, especially when you see somebody. We all are human beings. We all know familiar territories, right? So when something happened and you feel like you're in that territories that kind of familiar, you start to think like, oh, here we go again. It's kind of like that thing that is embedded in your brain. And that's what is called trauma. Because trauma is just something that is, your brain takes and absorbs it and it stays in there and it's there forever. And then you're sitting there thinking like, as soon as something happened, it triggers, it comes back and you're like, oh no. It's like a defense mechanism. You're trying to feel like, let me give you an example. Let's just say I was walking down the street, and then when I crossed the road, I saw a big oak constructor, right there, black, didn't move. But once I walked past, you felt it, start to see it move, right? Familiar territories, right? And then you ran off. Of course, you've already built that fear in your body, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna eat me, or I'm afraid of it. You already have that phobia, right? And then you, at all costs, you have to use that route. So whenever you're going there, yes, River says, you know, the sweet song. I wonder, wait. River says, bro, you guys, sorry, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. Um, when is your birthday? Because sometimes I feel like people birth month, it's kind of like represent who they are. And through like the way you do conversation, the way you ask question, the way you post in here is like you're old school, and you're like you have deep thinking and things like that. And I think people born in February are like that. He laughed. He laughed. When is your birthday? What month? He's laughing. Deep thinking. I feel like those who are born in February are really like into that deep old school. They're young, but they still act like they're old. Oh, you're May. What is that? Is that, I know you probably don't believe in the whole zodiac sign, but I do believe, I do feel like we were all born under a certain stars, and that stars is what gear us to who we are. But anyways, May 17. I see. May people are very smart, actually. Hmm. My son is May 23rd. Wow, that's interesting. All right, so let's go back to it. I had to side myself over there. But River says, bro, I flew ya yesterday. I told you, baby number three. I said, baby number three. It was a social experiment. A social experiment. Basically, I was trying to see, what are people moved by? Are they moved by sob story? Do they want to be identified with your success? Or are they just there? Are there people who just there waiting just to celebrate whatever without paying attention to the details? There was a detail clue within that post that a lot of people didn't pay attention to. I have posted that picture before, and River says, "Put that, come in here for you." How you doing?
I mean, you, you, you even know what in my heart laughing. I wanted to say, let me see the name on Pele before I even come on. all I, all I show you.
You know that people they always say about the issue for news. So I said, let me take your own picture and post it. And I posted that picture before. I think that was my son's pregnancy long time, 2020. When I posted that picture. And usually, even if I'm pregnant, I would not even announce it, please. I keep that thing to myself until the baby's born. I post a picture.
And I know because I remember on the show one time somebody said, "Oh, you ready, Shani? Or you pregnant again?" You said, "I beg you." Yeah. So I already know. I already know. You said, not it, not now." So I already know that whole picture. I look at it. I say,
Nothing happening, please. I beg you. Yeah, the way my mom driving now with two on their phone. Gotta
"I
figure out
know."
babysitter, go here, that. Mm-mm, no, no,
I
no.
just, I
But
just,
you know, that was a social experiment. You know, I was like, my timeline is a little bit boring. Let's see what people would say. My husband said, I think you doing. Don't be praying for you. Me, my hand, phone on his side.
I say, it can be easy. My own I finish. My own I just chewing out of the room. Just not disturb it. When you put it, yeah, when you put it, they how they call it, they make how they call it thing, cocoa melon. You put it on,
Oh
they,
yeah.
yeah, he won't climb on the shadow. I know he be thinking the people that real people in the TV. He be yeah, the bugging get. I said, okay, come on,
Oh my God, he's just like my son. Oh,
yeah, but,
what? Especially when I work overnight and I come home. You know, now we're like homeschooling for this
yeah.
year until they go to school. So when I come home in the morning like that, I'm sleepy, got them ready, everything sitting for them to do their school stuff, and I'm laying in the chair just watching. And then I will doze off and wake up. This little boy asleep carrying me a little bit. You know what I did?
Mm.
Oh God, I was so mad. I just heard my daughter say, "It's raining water. It's raining."
Oh wow.
They turn the water on. He took the cup. I said they were having a full shower. They said they won't go to the pool. Oh my God. They're gonna call you who go in the pool.
I tell you, it's right. It's
He
right.
turned the water on, almost flooded the whole place. Oh
Oh,
my God. When I woke up, for sound the teacher on here, you know, Basa people like,
I know. I tell you. Yeah. But
I beat that one boy.
we can deal with it. No man, that American thing. Yeah,
I
don't
thought
lie.
them, please.
I'm 50% permissive. I'm 50% authoritative. I'm coming there.
Right.
Boy, in my hand, I beg you. You think?
Then it be your problem.
Yeah, at the end of the day, my parents were not there. That's why one of my friends just told me, say, yeah, almost the same thing that happened to me with my daughter. He can't talk about, and like I can't talk about my parents. But the message start lying me. I was there. You just mess up your life. Yeah, that I not big to my parents were not there for my father was
Yeah,
not there.
they're always working.
Yeah, always working. They don't pay attention. But yeah, see, this is a interesting topic. The reason I brought that song because that's one of my country. I know that's a country song, and the guy says
Yeah,
something, and I've been listening to it. When you talk about trust, I kind of little bit. I watch. I had some little deep thought before coming on because that
yeah,
word trust fee is yeah when you say broken and then when that broken can be scary to even come on because especially when when something that's why the guy said in his song he said some broken heart never mend.
it never does.
Yeah, some memories never end, some tears. So now I think about when you talk about the trust issue fee, so I'm thinking like because I know that's one of the issue when you look at divorce. Trust issue is one of the issue that comes into play when it comes to divorce and separation. People like
Yeah,
trust because people don't trust fee and trust got so much there are so much little tentacles to trust. It could be trust, financial lack of financial trust, lack of relationship trust, cheating, where the woman feels she can trust, lack, so much trust got so
yeah.
much little,
Parents and
little,
children,
yeah,
siblings, a
yep,
whole lot.
yep, a whole lot. So, do you really think? I mean, I know you still carry on your thing, but I'm thinking like, can broken trust really? I know you're giving situation where communication and other thing. But I'm sitting there thinking that can it really be can broken trust how
Can you
often
rebuild it?
yeah exactly V. That's
I
exactly
think
what I'm thinking of.
it depends on what happened and who. and
Mhm.
where, like the chapter of your life and what's going on, like everything surrounding it, right?
Mhm.
I think it just depends on that, because trust is something. I know we hear a lot of people, oh, I don't trust people right away. They gotta earn my trust.
Mhm.
You cannot earn trust that you don't know someone, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because I think it's a wrong way to look at it, like expecting someone to earn your trust. They will never earn it. I think what happened is people give trust out the door,
Mhm.
and people start to, like, break those trusts. And I think it depends on what it is. Because
Mhm.
a lot of people, some people, there's, they talk about these deal breakers, right?
Mhm.
It's like red flags, deal breakers. But at the end of the day, do we really sit and think about, like, I don't know if I share a video with you. There was a video I watched this week. No, I didn't share it with you guys. I think I shared it with my cousin and my sister-in-law. But in that video, I was really, really like, wow, this is so disappointing. A lady from Nigeria, she is pregnant with her son's child.
Mhm.
To me, that's the ultimate betrayal for your
Wait, wait, wait,
child,
wait, wait. She pregnant with what?
her son's child.
Jesus of
I
Nazareth.
was trying to download that video actually to use it as a, like, thing to put on here. But this stream, I was acting funny. I said, I don't have time to do this right now. But it was really like watching it and stuff like that. It started to make me really think deep. There's a whole story surrounding it where her husband, it was just she and her husband, and then he died. Forgot from what he died from. And since he died, it was just she and her son, because she didn't feel like she could love anybody like that.
Mm.
She got betrayed and she lost her husband. And she just felt like it was just both of them. They slept in the same bed. Her child was little. They
Mhm.
slept in the same bed and all of that, and carried on and back and forth. And then when he got older, excuse me, he went to college, and he used to come back. She said she had a dream. In her dream, her husband appeared to her, and in that dream, she and her husband was being intimate. But when she woke up, her son was laying right next to her, as big as he was, 17 years old. He
Mm.
was still laying in the same bed with her, and then she said she didn't know what came over her, and she started to touch him, and then they started to do stuff, and then it turned into a relationship where her son is the only person she want to be with. And I'm
Mm.
like,
Jesus.
this is deeper. There's a trauma somewhere. This
Mhm.
is deeper. This is coming from childhood. This is something where trust has been broken from a childhood. Now you grew into this adult, and then somebody, you lost your husband, and you feel like because you brought this child to the earth, that's the only person you can trust. It's a whole lot, we don't really think deep into things,
Mhm.
but there's a whole lot of damage to that woman. And now she's damaged this boy, her son, and there's going to be some type of trust issue, because now she's asking, how can she stop this? To me, this is deeper. This is like on a spiritual level. This is not normal. And
Mhm.
she's like, I know it's not normal. She's saying that in the video. I know this is not normal, but I always get that urge when my son come around.
Mm.
And all he knows is I'm his girlfriend. And I'm the only one he trusts and love. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what? How comfortable can you be to do that? But that's what we will want to do as human beings. We want to judge
Yep.
and talk about that, but we're not looking at how much of a damage she is going through, and that boy is going through too. That how can we sit there and just say, oh, that's nasty, wow. But there's something deeper. Maybe she doesn't have control over that, and something is happening to her. And instead of, she can't trust anybody to help her. So I know this is kind of like a little bit off of what we're talking about, but when I sit and think about it, it
Yeah.
kind of tied to a trusting issue, like family trust issue, right?
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
that family trust is broken, And then you talk about husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, fiance, and all of that. Trust is something is like a glass. You can only mend it. You can't like put it back to how it used to be, in my opinion. Like it can never ever be 100% to what it was ever
Okay.
again. It can only be you can rebuild it, which means it's like an ongoing thing. You can't expect it, oh, okay. But I feel like most human being feels that once they apologize and the person
Mm.
say, I forgive you, that should be the end. But that's not it. Because guess what? That's a trauma. Once trust is broken, that's an everlasting trauma in the back of your head. Right before you came out, I was giving an example. Let's say I was crossing the street, right?
Mhm.
And then I saw a boat constructor, but I have to use that road every day to go where I'm going. I see a big boa constructor on the other end. I didn't realize it was there, but when I turned, I saw it right there. When it saw me, it started to move, and I started running. And then, somebody came and helped and all that. You know that every time I pass over there, that is always going to come over my head. That's trauma because that's something that happened so vivid, like it was so traumatic because the fear that I have of snake or whatsoever, and it was right there. And the only thing that came to me is kind of like a defense mechanism. All I'm thinking about is if I pass over there, probably there, maybe there's a baby. You start to think about all the theory, right? Like
Mhm.
maybe it lay eggs, maybe there's a baby somewhere, or the father is around the corner. So you start to build all these. So anytime you're coming there, it's a familiar territories. You always start to think about that. That's how I see trust.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah,
mhm,
yeah. That's a great. I'm kind of like, wow, that lady. That must be something.
yeah,
But yeah, I also saw a twin. I think twin that were in relationship with each other, a boy and a girl, and for some reason they were just together. But you stress some great points on fee because normally people always think that after after a conflict or after some mistrust, when after apology, people expect the stuff to be swept under the carpet, to be just
right,
that's it. But like you said, I have seen situations where people, where they are being mistrust and family intervene, they talk to, let me just use your example, they talk to Fee, they say, Fee say, okay, I agree, uh, Cosmo parents come and your parents come. But I have seen situations like that where a relationship still did not hold for some reason because like you said, I think it was mended. It's like when you the process of gluing stuff together, like putting it together,
yeah,
but it's only temporal. It's not yeah, it's not original fee. Like when you buy,
mhm,
like you buy a product and the original it drops for you and you
yeah,
join it together, that it is not, it does not have that same how strong it was before. It doesn't have that same texture. It is not original. So in your mind, like you afraid that every time it falls again, it will fall apart, or you could, any little thing you do, it could kind of destroy it. So you have it in the back of your mind that when I bought this dresser, it was intact, it was fresh. Now a piece of the glass broke, and I put like a little glue, a little tip just to hold it. Any little move I make, that piece can fall
right,
off. So
yeah,
yeah, that's how a lot of these trust issues look like. So to you know, I think it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I know there have been counseling. People go to counseling. People go to their pastors and church intervention and community. Some form of family intervention. Or a lot of times, they only help temporarily. And there's one thing we always say on this show, when you can that there's a word that you always use over and over, and it's boundaries. And
yeah,
especially when boundaries are set, So boundaries, when boundaries are set, boundaries are the line. Look, I honestly look. Let me tell you, I don't. Boundary is something like, because what I my own, before I could come on your show, let me
Mhm.
give you an honest thing about my thought on boundary. I used to think,
Mhm.
like, I mean, I could be wrong. I used to think boundaries are kind of artificial lines set by insecure people in a relationship. Sorry to say, Fee. That's
Right.
how,
No,
yeah,
no, no. That's how
yeah,
most people feel.
yeah. I used to feel like, okay, why should I set boundary? Like, if I'm setting boundary, then which means something isn't right. So if I
Right.
yeah, but now boundary with with modern relationships, when those women set their boundary, they set it. And when you mess with that boundary, that's when the trust issue comes about. Some of them, they will say cheating. And majority of the women, they talk about cheating, they set that boundary, you cheat on me, that's it. And they're not gonna play around. I see women don't play around with that thing. I don't care. You can be Joe Biden's son or Trump Jr. Oh yes, I'm telling you, I seen women that stood their ground on that. I don't know why it is with that. I mean, coming from an African society, African culture, I know. I mean, I'm not saying cheating, but the bank, it was not like a big deal and thing, but so I think boundary, I think the intervention of boundary into these things, it kind of like help to with the to create this it gives the trust issue something to work with, because the leader will
Yeah.
tell you, well, I already set my boundary and you crossed my boundary. I told you you can't do this and you did it. I
Right.
told you you can't use the finance. It's not all about cheating though. Cheating is primary, but there are
Yeah.
so many reasons that trust are broken. Like I said, finances. There are people that,
Yeah.
yeah, you won't believe how many people. It's just that we, yeah, but cheating, but you won't believe how many people are going through separation right now, going through divorce, because one partner is mismanaging the money, and they goal, their objective is not being met. So somebody feel like, you know what, you have no ambition. If we're working for money and you just want to be spending it on things that are unnecessary, when I'm thinking about us building our dream together, I can't be with you. You too irresponsible. I've seen those.
It's true.
So that's just one aspect of the of trust too. Yeah, and family business can come in too. I also see relationship where um people don't want family to, let me use your word, to poke in it. I see in
Yeah.
relationship, and sometimes we see in the African show, but it's just because the most of the African show, they are traditional, so that's why those mother, you know how those mother come from the village and just stay in the home and just yeah, that's a no. A lot of American women, that's a no. You can't, yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
They'll call your mother the B word. Sorry. Oh
Or
yeah.
they call you a mama's boy and say you can't make decision on your own. And I kind of follow that too. Honestly, I'm one of those people who kind of
Mm-hmm,
like believe in that.
mm-hmm,
I believe once you get married, as much as your family can give their input to you,
mm-hmm,
I don't think there should be too much in your relationship. I also think that's some of the downfall for a lot of relationship because one person is taking a lot of information to the other side of the family,
mm-hmm,
and that side of the family is not going to look at your partner in a good light because now they have their reservation about him or her, whoever it is, right?
mm-hmm.
And then now if something happened, every time, let's say every time you something happened, oh, go and tell your family member, yeah, he did this to me, did that to me. The thing is, your family will always side with you. I don't care what families say, no, I'm all for the truth and blah, blah, blah. No, they want your best interest. So they will always find some type of way to put you in a good light. So sharing those information with your family member and things like that. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't share certain things. especially when it's like between life and death, with the person's being abused and things like that, extreme things, right?
Mhm.
But let's say you're always going to have some type of disagreement and argument. But if there's anything that's happening, and then boom, you go and tell, yeah, you know what he did this, he did that, he's not doing that. You guys, sorry, I came home early this morning. Oh, they sleep still inside there. But it's just like you want to be able to, and that's where boundaries come in, right?
Mhm.
Boundaries is kind of like the rules of the land. There are certain things you can't cross, certain things I can't cross, and have that mutual respect for each other. And if I'm going to cross it, there has to be some type of respect and permission from you that I'm crossing, right? So it's like an open conversation. Let's talk about when you give that example about, cheating, right?
Mhm.
Most women, like modern women, in my opinion, come up with these deal breaker of cheating. It's not so much that they have experienced it, because how do you make a deal breaker that you have never ever seen or been part of, right?
Yeah.
Except if your family member, if you look at the relationships that have ended over somebody cheating, and you guys, I'm not supporting cheating and saying that is a okay thing or whatsoever, but we know it's something that happens when somebody is not getting what they want out of a relationship. They make decision for themselves that they think will help them satisfy whatever it is they're looking for, right?
Mhm.
So let's say let's say my parents were married and then they got a divorce, and through that divorce as a teenager or a young adult, it was difficult for us. And let's say I witnessed my father, I'm just going to give an example, right? I
Mhm.
witnessed my father got a whole new relationship, treated that woman so good. They were living a nice life, bought her a brand new house that he and my mom, they were struggling at that time, couldn't purchase it, right?
Yeah.
And they live in the American dreams, quote unquote. And they have new set of kids, and the kids are living better than when I was even growing up.
Yeah.
And then I grow up, and then I'm looking at it, and it's like, wow, if this can happen to my mom and us, I don't want this to happen to me and my family. So that's how these deal breakers and boundaries are being set.
Okay.
And then now it's like, if you cheat on me, I'm going to break up with you,
Yep.
because I've realized if I'm going to struggle with you to build a dream and everything, and then when you're close to making it and you cheat on me, and now you're going to, so whenever it happens in the beginning where I know I can't get nothing out of, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That's
True.
like, that's like the defense mechanism for most modern women.
True.
And then also they're thinking like, what are you doing for me? So we start to, I'm going to put myself in a group because I'm a modern woman, right? We
Yeah.
start to weigh out our options. Like, one, if you're a man that not making money to give me extra that I'm doing anything, you're even close to being kicked to the curb,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then now I'm looking at, okay, if even you have money, what are you doing for me? Do I still have to work and stuff? Am I struggling to make ends meet with you? And then you're getting up and cheating. And then I start to think, oh, I had the opportunity too. I'm not ugly. I'm beautiful. I can go anywhere. Men are flaunting over me. So if I wasn't able to do it and then you did it, what's the point? Why are we even here? What's
Yeah.
the importance of the relationship? So that makes it easier. There's so much that go behind it. People start to calculate and start to see, no, 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 I don't need stress in my life. Instead of sitting down having a conversation and say, let's understand why you did this. What happened? How did it get here? Is this something consistently? How long have you been doing this? A lot of modern women, young, I'm telling you, between the age of 28 to 39, don't think strict when it comes to cheating. Like, we just, oh, no, 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 I don't want that. And then the worst part about it is that I'm going to say,
Mhm.
and I think people are going to be mad about this, is that stop having conversation. If your partner cheats, stop going to find validation from other people.
True.
That also makes it harder for you to really understand what happened, and how can you, even if there's even an opportunity there to rebuild that relationship, you are not going to be able to rebuild it, because everybody is going to give that influence and give you different aspects of how you should look at the cheating situation,
True.
instead of you sitting and consciously thinking, okay, one, this is what you did. What was the reason? Why did you do it? Is there any psychological issue, or is there something that's missing from the relationship? How do you expect me to give you what you need? Is there something that I can even be able to work out with you to be able to make the relationship work? I think a lot of people don't do that. One, you know what we do?
Mm,
We go on Google real quick.
yep.
What's a narcissistic? What is this? Oh, we've been together this long. We go on these shows like this, you know, try to ask people their opinion. Go to our mom or our cousins, ask them, he cheated on me. Instead of you just having that conversation between you two, have a heart to heart so you can generally see how sorry that person is, or is it even worth it going through it? I get it. And I'm not saying people can't seek help outside of whatsoever. But I'm just saying, if something happened in a relationship, instead of like just being adult enough,
Mm,
for the lack of a better word, that's what I'm going to use. Be adult enough, sit down, bring all the cards at the table to look at it from your perspective. And that person needs to be honest, like need to communicate, which means you need to be honest about what really happened. And for me, how I would take it is, I do not want to step out that door and somebody else tell me something that I don't know, and I come and ask you and you confirm it is, the trust will never ever
yeah,
be
that,
there.
that's true. So, Sophie, you use a warrior. I'm looking at the screen. You said rebuilding. Let me come back. You said rebuilding a trust. So, in the process of rebuilding, because let's. I
Mhm.
mean, I want to go into the positive now. So, because you talk about those ingredients.
Yes.
That's a nice one. Now you made me thinking about my what in the point my full soup. But
Put
yeah,
some sweet crawfish in that thing. Oh,
I know. So, you talk about the ingredients of rebuilding. So, before I come to the ingredient, so we're in our process of rebuilding, right? Because
mhm.
usually, let me just look at it from the construction level. I mean, it might be a little bit different. Say if my house was to break down, I would not. The possibility, well, hmm, if I'm rebuilding that house, two things: I can either stay in our house to rebuild it, or I can
Mhm.
move to another place while I'm rebuilding that house. So in that process of rebuilding, though, I just want to get in the mind of a modern woman like you. In that process of rebuilding, is it possible to maintain some level of what's the word, cordiality, or some level of intimacy with that individual? Why it is rebuilding? Because I know a lot of times, say, look, you sleep in the other room, sleep will be June and July on 33 Saturday. So yeah, I want to know, in the process of rebuilding, is it possible that there can be normalcy? Like I know a lot of time people will say, well, we're doing it for the sake of the children, we pretend. But I mean, let's put the children one side. Let's just look at it from an adult point of view. In that process of rebuilding, do you believe that there can be any out of normalcy? And I'm not talking about faking though, like real stuff. Why the process of rebuilding is going on?
Whew, that's a really good one. I'm gonna look at it from my standpoint because I'm not sure how other people would look at this, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give an example. So me and my husband been together, God knows how long now.
Mhm.
I don't even remember anymore. But um we have this relationship where it's kind of like really playful, friendly, and we talk about anything. And then whenever we have like misunderstanding, like we would just play some funny jokes and then we are okay, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say something major happened,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not one of those you can play jokes around and
Yeah.
say,
Hmm.
no. I don't think you'll be able to keep some type of normalcy because there'll be tension.
Okay.
Um, I would just say like my level of trust. right now in my relationship,
Mm-hmm.
if that was broken,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, I don't think there would be some type of normalcy.
Okay.
Well, given the type of person I am, I'm very quiet. Like, I wouldn't say much. I'll cut speech from you
Mm-hmm.
because I'm in deep thought. I don't want to talk to you because if I say stuff, I know what I'm going to say. I know what's going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we both kind of understand each other.
Yeah.
So he knows exactly, give her space, leave her alone. And then eventually I will probably start the conversation.
Okay.
I think it just depends on the individual, right?
Okay.
I think it depends on what happened, the individual. If it's that severe, I don't think you can. But I think if it's something that is workable, that it just needs some time, I
Mm-hmm.
think you can still maintain that type of, relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you both know there's things that need to be talked about. But if it is, let's just let me give you an example instead of beating around the bush. Let's say my husband had a whole relationship somewhere and we find out he have kids somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He just got a brand new baby and then woo, that's all I can say right now. Woo,
And the baby need fee. Jesus God.
ah, hmm, that is going to be something because there's so much that we're working on together
Yeah.
that it was just be like, yeah, I don't see us rebuilding that future. I don't see us um I don't see us being able to, get that relationship going. I don't know, it's just not gonna be the same way how I would handle it instead of
Okay.
me going out there. Or one of my friends come and tell me, oh, I went to that party, I saw your husband kissing someone. I say, yeah, he kissed you. Because
Yeah.
just to shut them off, right? But like what I just said, like that whole relationship issues
Mm-hmm.
where like you have a whole family somewhere and like you're literally have kids. To me, you're recreating another family somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And now the choice is on you. You have a decision to make,
Okay.
not on me. You have to make that decision. Better yet, you've already made that decision because what we have here is not that important. So now it's my place to start to think. So in that process, I don't even want to be cordial with you. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Because we live in the same home, we have to fake it to make it because of kids around. And I don't want my kids to have that trauma of seeing, a lot of things going on. So for the sake of that, I will probably like just bite my tongue. But you will understand you there's no intimacy here. Like we're
Yeah.
here, we'll play around with the kids and whatsoever. But there will be no until we have a very deep conversation. And I will not be talking. You will be talking. And I want to understand how do we get here and what happened. You know, I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the show, Peterson.
Oh,
Thank
Peterson.
you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, Peterson on the other topic tomorrow now so every Sunday we'll be doing I think from what I heard we'll be doing
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll be
you
doing some church
guys,
conversation.
you guys
yeah
killed my spirit. I came
yeah
for
yeah but
Huh? What he said?
no
you guys dashed my spirit, man.
no no
What
no no
happened?
no, but that's the same thing, Peterson. We're just talking about broken trust because all these things is not it's about those ingredients because these are part of well, Christians go through all these, everybody go through all these things, all the, rebuilding trust. So, I think, so when you're talking about the ingredients, because okay, and you talk about communication, but
Right,
if communication is an ingredient, though, and and we're in that time, you know, the toxicity is going on. Everything,
right.
the nerve, the nervous system is working, and it just, you know, how. So when you say communication as an ingredient, like when does the communication start? Though, like now we are talking about tension is there, and you gotta be by yourself in the meantime. When I mean, and I know you said, well, you will initiate. You say if it were to happen in the case, you were going to initiate a communication, right? You are going to start it.
Right,
Well, I'm
because
just
I will have a lot of questions.
okay, but don't you?
Right.
But okay. So the question there, I understand though, but so when you, hmm, I don't know. I just feel like those questions will be. Look, I don't know, but I think those questions kind of like a lot of time when people ask those almost like those psychology questions where when you
Mhm.
answer you say okay, I'm done, and the immigration mentality tell me the truth, you say yes, okay, come on. So I see a lot of women do it. Tell me what happened. I explain everything. Okay, you know what? That's it.
But that's the problem of River Says Pro. So the person that's going through it, looking at you and seeing how angry you are, right,
Mhm.
will only give you what they feel like in that moment will save them,
True.
right? So they'll only give you just a synopsis of whatever is going on. They're not going to be fully transparent because they're thinking, well, if I tell her they move, she ain't already. She already ready to get rid of me. And I feel like this is what last week we talked about, side chick, right? A lot of people don't understand when men are mating to their side chicks, they're not going to tell you everything because they already know women are really great at researching information. So they're going to find out all the information. They will find that person, and there will be another side conversation going on. So they'll just tell you, they'll just admit, yes, it is, but it's not going to happen anymore. Can we just work on this and move forward from there? But there hasn't been that communication where it's like, how did you get here? Like, what conversation did you tell this person to be so comfortable knowing that they're married? Like, you're married, you have a whole family somewhere. What did you explain to them? And most men will make it seem like, that relationship dragging, I'm not happy, you make me happy. And the other person thinking like, well, one day the relationship will break up and then they will be the next one in charge. So what did you do? How much damage did you cause? Can you say that so that way we can be able to be honest and acknowledge that I'm hurt, and don't try to downplay it. Just know that I'm a human being. I'm hurt. And I want to know what I want to know in order for me to fully heal from it and see if we can even make this work. But we got Peterson on. Let's get his view.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome, Peter.
The
Hey,
first
hold
thing I'm
on.
sorry that I came late. I was in a community meeting.
It's okay.
And yeah, and we are leaders of the community, so we need to tell the people some information.
At least you here.
Yeah, so better late than never, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to talk about the ingredients
Okay.
first in building a broken relationship. I'm right, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So the major ingredients that you can count on is communication. That's a from my own point of view. If you understand the power of communication, you will know that communication does a lot. Communication itself is broken down into other layers. And if you study about it, you're going to know that communication is the key to even your success.
Mhm.
Even those of you who may be the best people when it comes to job seeking, job interview, and what have you, the clear communicators always get the best job. Even from the beginning, when you are not qualified, the way you speak to people who are on the panel, it can drag you into getting jobs that you are not even qualified for. Now, how can we bring it to relationship? Communication play a vital role. If if your behavior is so bad, I just want to take it from the worst to the better. If you are the worst spouse ever, that your behavior is always turned in the flesh of your partner. The way you speak, it will always bury the bad side of you. We got some people in relationship, when they like hurt you to certain level, they don't like to go far from you. They will always speak to you in a way, even if you are vexed when you try to take a call from them, you are like you don't know what has happened before. That's why people who are influential people, they have influence over people, because they use communication, they use speeches. Like I just want to say the late, I can just say the late Senator Prince Johnson. You far away from him, those who don't know him, who are not who did not have the opportunity to go close to him. If you have the opportunity to go close to Senator Johnson, and you feel that maybe he did something to you that you so much invest, you want to retaliate, when he speak to you, you will feel like, wow, why people can lie on somebody like this. Even your former president, Madam Salih, you saw her left the executive mansion and came to when the AFL women were having that riot and having that protest about money issue and what have you. The woman came down and when she got there and spoke to them, so all those people start going back. So the point I'm making is, when you are a good communicator, you ease a lot of issues. So in relationship, communication plays a major role. If you are a good communicator in your relationship, it will be a very slim chance to how you call it, break your relationship apart. So that's how I see communication playing that role. One of the other thing again you could consider in relationship, as a key ingredients. We talk about communication, but how you call it? How can I put it? Let's say dodging or giving way to somebody whenever, let's say, come down and give opportunity to your friend to express themselves. Now, you may say, oh, somebody is speaking at me, but this is the issue. If your partner is like furious, you should be down, because everybody, for that matter, there can be a level at which they don't take something. They can get vexed with you. They can go out of patience. If you recognize a partner going out of patience, you be patient. So I can say patience, being patient, patience is a key. It's one of the ingredients to keeping the communication or building your relationship. There are a lot of people who in relationship and say that I can't take this from that person. And most of those people who say I can't take this from that person, they may either be single. Many times, if you take the statistics, they are single. You either be a man and you are single, or you are a lady and you are single. You either be a single child, a single parent, because you can't take this from somebody. If you can take that from somebody you love, it is a weapon to build out your relationship. That is it. And patient as well. People will take patience to be more than communication, but I also look at communication to be more than patient as well. Because in your patient, if you are arrogant, that relationship will not stand. In your patient, when you are soft and kind-hearted, that relationship is going to carry you far, and you're not going to break it apart. So there are a lot of ingredients that you can look at in how you call it, building a relationship. But I can just speak to those two components, and I feel that they are very powerful, and they lead those other ones. Being patient with your partner, and as well communicating well with your partner, will land you good in your relationship.
I
Okay.
agree. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So let me. So I want to ask you guys. So in our process, I think Peterson great points. Communication is vital. Communication is the way to start a broken relationship.
Mhm.
That's just the best. I mean, that's I can't think of anything else that would be the first option. But so my question has to do with the use of technology. So um say you guys tension is high, like we said, the prospect of meeting your I don't want to I, I'm not going to use the word abuser because it's just a relation, maybe cheating or something. So the prospect of sitting in front of the person's face, I mean, we all know what happened. The anguish, that I mean, the anger, they just looking at that person's face alone. You think you're looking at the devil for all these years. You're being together and everything. So, do you think the use of technology like text message or text messaging, email? Do you think is it necessary in our process of rebuilding if at the initial stage it is hard to stay for now? I know Peterson you use those political figure, but yeah, they are great too, but I think for them, like I think a lot of them they are obligated to the people. Like, for example, let me just bring Prophet. I saw George Weah shaking Prophet King. I was devastated because I used to be a joke. Oh, yeah, fee. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost couldn't eat. I said, so
Oh
this
my
man
God.
business, yeah,
Oh
this
my,
man business people cost job. We because at the time when before I could go to comments, I was a weird supporter. And this man,
Right.
and this man insulted weird mother, and some of our parents got insulted and George, I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed. But then somebody said, "Well, man, like those people, look, let me tell you, those people, George, we are there." Somebody started telling about the senatorial position, George Romero. He might want to feature a candidate in Nima and all the blah blah blah. I said, okay. So sometimes, like those politicians, their issue has to do with some political interest, but which is
Business.
yeah, which is also great, Peterson. But like in a relationship where you've been with a person for years, you're intimate. It's not like the people who get politicians who just lie to us. You intimate with this person, you got children, and then that trust is broken. You can't sit in front of the yeah, communication is paramount, is key, guys. But in the process where we know that communication will not happen abruptly, it will be hard. Some people can even use medium. Like for example, let me just use Peterson example. Peterson will get his pastor to represent him. Maybe other partner will get somebody. It will be hard, guys. We know nobody want to start throwing the kitchen sink, throwing nap at somebody. the first
but
meeting is scheduled. You're throwing things at each other. So
this
what
is
do you?
this is how I see it though. River says,
Yeah.
I know, like you mentioned interest. I,
Mm-hmm.
I want to dwell on interest. When things got so tough to handle,
Mm-hmm.
I can bring it together. It's interest.
Yep.
Look, one guy, he hate going to church, but you know why he always like to say,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
he said, but you're going to church. You know why you're going to church for? I said, no. Say you're going to church because you want for God to bless you, or God to give you money. And you're going there, and God want you to go there so a knee can ring. That the reason you're going there. And for God, you know,
Hmm.
so so
Not
so
lie too.
so now when I said that I laugh. You know, it drives me to the point that everything you do, everything, not a single thing, you make a move and get it from your own side. You get your little $5. You decide to spend it to go after a woman, and going after the woman, there's an interest you carry. Now your social desire is there. It's one of the things, but the most important interest you're going for is to build family for legacy, and also, to leave, your legacy behind when you leave, because your father left you here. So with that, with that key interest,
Mhm.
all other things around, they are all, tools that will get you that your interest to be, secure. So now, so you have those children, but the lady have been somehow like this, and you guys can see eye to eye. And then she's a very good communicator and very good, very persuasive.
Yeah.
The first thing, technology that you mentioned, technology is even lubricating that kind of a barrier of you and your partner can see eye to eye. Technology have make it very nice that the person don't have to sit before you
Mhm.
to calm you down. The person doesn't have to sit before you to calm you down. The first thing right now is if somebody hurts you, the person will just run and go somewhere and start to send you voice message, maybe crying on our phone, send you the message. When you see some kind of thing in you, you just say, what let me can listen to it.
People, if, if,
Or you
if,
cry
if,
1,000 times.
if
Or,
Peter say people,
or
Peter
the
say
person
people that
call you,
feel,
the
Peter say
person
people
call
that
you,
feel.
you can't answer. The person call you can't answer. The person call. Then you say, I know what she now what she want. Let me just can listen to her. What she want to say. So this thing, Ross,
When I,
I understand what you mean.
when
I
I feel,
understand.
maybe feel with black a person.
Yeah, you never know. With me, it's all I'm always ready to block.
And let me tell you something. The whole thing about women, they want to say are talking about women. Women are very, very, easy to fall, to give in whenever they are hurt. Just keep talking to them. They will fall in. They will give in. But if you cut off
But
that
you gotta
communication,
be genuine. You gotta be genuine. Because-
that's a different language. Who determines who is genuine? I mean,
well, depending
everything.
on the issue, you can tell if someone's being genuine, right? And being honest. So if you've been with someone for a long time, like for me, I can tell when my husband's lying. I know straight when he's lying. Even if he's saying something, I'm like, please, I don't want to hear it. Just go over there, please. Don't
But
talk to me.
still, you have something in your.
I know he's lying. Then they don't want to be like, but how you know what I was saying was not true? Because I know like you have to study people body language, what they're saying. I know when he started to scratch his head. I just know. And I even know on the phone when you're telling me something is not true, I know your tone of voice. Like I know what's going on. So once you start telling me something, I'm like, please, I want to hear that story. Please.
Mhm. So I mean, that's it. That's it. But the problem is,
Mm-hmm.
once the person decide to start speaking to you,
Yeah.
it will calm you down. That's
Okay.
what we're saying. Resolving the issue is one thing, and calming you down is another one. The
Right.
first
That's
step to
true.
resolve the issue is communicating with each other. You speak
Okay.
to the person have the time, and the person say,
Yeah.
what you say, that language. I'm speaking to you, I'm talking to you, I'm sincere about it. Okay, what you say. That
Yeah.
alone gives room. It create that it break that barrier of, I mean, I wonder she will agree, or I wonder he will agree. Once you get to that point to talk, and the person talk, you talk, the person talk, or you test, the person test. It means
Right.
you're going towards resolving our situation. So communication
Or
is
you text me, I text you back.
But
yeah, but
so
I mean
so
definitely
before
you guys are doing it.
before fee yeah, after fee come in, I want us to look at, I want us to I want us to add a little bit of our little spiritual. So I mean, I want us to look at forgiveness and inner peace as it relates to this. I know we strike on communication is great, but I
Right.
want us to look at that level of inner peace, because if you don't have inner peace, if you have not, you don't have inner peace, you haven't forgiven, guys. That communication that communication we're talking about. I mean, some people they are great communicators, but person like me, where if I'm not forgiving myself, or I have not had that sense of, or she has not forgiven me, that communication, I think it will be stalled. That's why
Right.
that's my thinking. So I want I want us to look at the aspect of having inner peace, and that forgiveness. How how, or how do we carry on our process of forgiveness before we even, I mean, communication before forgiveness or forgiveness before communication, guys? What do you think?
I think you have to communicate before you forgive, because you need to really understand what's going on. The
Mhm,
other party needs to understand where you're coming from, why your feelings are so valid.
mhm,
And then also, once you put those pieces together and somebody is willing to listen
mhm,
and understand what happened, and then they feel genuinely that you are actively willing to participate in rebuilding that trust,
mhm,
then we start to talk about forgiveness. Because if you just say I forgive you, like I was giving an example earlier,
mhm.
we women, we always somehow, some way know how to haul the old things out of the closet.
Yep.
Like somewhere we always know how to relate it to whatever is happening right now. And I don't want to happen last time. This is so. I feel like if both parties truly communicate, and then the person that's the offender
Mhm,
can listen to the person that's offended, where they're coming from, why they feel, the way they feel about what happened, and then now the person giving them the time to understand, digest, and figure out how do we get here, and where are we going, what's going to happen. And now once you both can sit and you're honest and you've made that promise and you're willing to follow through, then forgiveness starts to come in. But if you can't communicate that, I don't think you're able to even fully forgive. If somebody's saying they're forgiving, trust me. If I'm somebody, I'm just telling you guys, if I was somebody and I didn't have no conversation with you and I say, yeah, I forgive you, trust me, I'm plotting something. I didn't
mhm.
forgive you. I'm
Okay.
plotting something. Like I'm plotting for you and something's going to happen to you.
Maybe
Wow.
you're not
But,
going to.
huh? Sleep with one eye open.
Oh
But if
God.
I'm willing to sit and have conversation with you and talk about it, and I can truly understand where you're coming from and what happened, then there's moving forward. Because I will tell you guys, I had a friend that, everybody else saw things wrong with our relationship as friends. I didn't see it. I just feel like when I meet people, like I just gave you 100% of my trust, and then you're going to decide what you do with that trust, right?
Mhm,
And it's been like what, 2 to 3 years, and I think I give that person there was some issue that happened before this podcast started, and I give the person the benefit of the doubt, and all I wanted was prove it to me. Let's talk to that person that you said this happened, this didn't happen. So when the person came on the phone, it sounded like everything was all orchestrated, and it was like all said behind the scene. This is what we're going to tell her. And trust me, I'm not stupid. I'm not the smartest in the bunch, but I'm not stupid either. Like I can put one or two things together and know that, nah, that's not true. So now you're just playing funny games with me. And that's where, for me, my whole issue in life is, don't make me feel like I'm dumb. If you know what happened, just tell me what happened. Let's move forward. Even if we're going to have a friendship, relationship, whatsoever, we talk about that. And if we're going to go our separate way, at least we all win in with our peace and respect, right? But I feel like once you cannot, that thing with images like, nah, I can trust you. I don't want you anywhere around me. Just stay away from me. Like, that's just how I'm not angry with you. Like,
mhm.
I don't, it's just the way I would be with you, like talk to you as a friend or a family member, communicate with you and things like that. The way I would do that, it won't be like the whole dynamic will just change. It's not that I didn't forgive you. It's just I rather have my peace of mind and knowing that basically my expectation is you'll do worse. So instead of me being around and preparing myself and being around you while I'm thinking that, I'd rather tell you, you know what, I don't believe what you just said, but it is what it is what you said, and that's it. But at this moment, I can't really be around you because I will not be truly doing you a justice, and you think like we're cool when we're not.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
just
because what you say in terms of forgiveness, before I come in.
Yeah, so just I just want to add to Fee because what she says exactly it is. I mean, when you say forgiveness, to
Mhm,
forgive,
mhm,
I mean somebody got to tell you something before you forgive. You can't just say somebody not communicating with you. You can't say I forgive you. Now
mhm.
that's the way you communicate. It will trigger the forgiveness, the healing
True,
process,
true.
and the way you communicate is going to even make matter worse.
Yep,
It's going to make matter worse.
true,
So
true.
this is why we talk about communication. So you see, so if a spouse does something to the partner, and
But Peter, see 1 second you continue, you just made me laugh when you say, sorry. You know how I hope you know how when we talking kids they can say you man don't explain nothing. Just tell the woman to forgive. So
Just say sorry.
exactly,
yeah,
But then the
hey.
woman said, no, you will explain. No, explain.
so the woman said, no, no, explain, no, no, I agree. I ain't gonna talk. Then you will be there. He said, the papa now say, my man, tell the woman sorry. The woman will be vexed, cry. And when I woman start crying, and then all I probably solve.
Ah,
For the good thing I left, but the whole thing,
Yeah.
when they cry inside, I mean forgiveness come in.
when crying start now, then the whole thing.
Yeah, whole thing feeling that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I'm like,
right.
yo, somewhere I'm secret outside.
When you have a wife going with something and she's still there talking, 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 just once somebody come, the person she can really, really respect, the person she really respect, that the person can just try and get that person. When the person cry around, the person call that person knee. And when he start crying, then you know everything now going. So I mean,
Yeah,
what am I saying? Communication, Reward says communication is the hallmark of that whole healing
yeah.
process. It's the key ingredients. If if you cannot communicate with your fiancé or your wife, it means you are like risking your relationship
Okay.
Right.
because you know what? Another person will communicate with her.
Right.
And this is one of the key things that can break relationship today. If you have your spouse, if you have your husband or your fiance, and then that person already behaving somehow, and the person again doesn't care to speak to you, and and you having that kind of nutmeg every now and then you go to work, you're still thinking, I don't know what happening, I don't know what happening, and somebody is there, how Satan can act. Somebody is there, keep keep embarrassing you. One day you will accept to go for dinner with that person,
Yeah.
and don't do it with a person who has the sugar in his mouth.
That one is a wrap.
So you see, so
You
it's
see what that when she coming home, she like, oh, I wanna be here tomorrow. What?
Yeah,
Now,
that
I
now
mean,
all your men and then who attending can go up. What do you mean? Where you going in? Then women are really bad. Dress up in the nice outfit she hasn't worn in a long time. You see
mhm.
her going cha cha cha. Then now you're on the phone with the boys talking.
yeah, but
I
it,
mean
it,
that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
it, yeah,
That's the
it's
key.
true. It's true with the communication. That's
Yeah,
great because you have to start the communication before the forgiveness.
yeah.
After explanation, you look at why there are major questions, why it happened, when why when I know those questions will eventually, like if Labra may say roll her bush, they might eventually uncover more things that will bring anger. But it's important. Why did you do that? Why what did I a lot of times I've seen a lot of women will ask questions like like they will be shocked like why because I've done everything, everything you expect of me. But so when as you guys speaking, I'm thinking about the role of third party. So I had this one friend, back on a refugee camp. If she came to the United States, but for some reason, she or I don't know, her man or boyfriend, whoever she left, she always, so she entrusted this guy. You know how they call, and guys, don't get me. I don't have problem with people calling their pastor daddy. You know, that's how they call them. So every time we're talking,
I don't like that language. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
no problem with
seriously.
it. But
That guy will be using that thing. Oh, daddy talk between her, daddy talk between her. He's still doing it, and I'm like, one time I just look. I thought I would block you, man. Every time yeah. So everything that girl said, yeah, seriously, they entrusted the relationship to this guy. You know, a younger guy. I know him. We all were. He's a big pastor now in Labrador. He's younger, younger guy, but uh she entrusted her relationship, things were not going good, but instead of them having direct communication, they were using a third party. And this guy, every time we talk, yeah, he did that thing. Daddy talked to him, and daddy called me and talked. Yeah, I'm like, Jesus, what's up with this daddy thing? So yeah, so what do you think about the use of third party besides pastor? It could be maybe family members, it could be influential people in the community. What are your thoughts, Fee, on the use of third party in the communication aspect of the relationship into as regard rebuilding? Do you think is I mean, does it work? Third party, do they help create communication and rebuild relationship?
I think it can be helpful. I think we kind of like talk about this a while back. Now I'm having a deja vu. Um, I think third party can be helpful, but with this, I think the only people, honestly, if it's a married couple, I really believe those two people during your wedding, when you said they were your maid of honor and then
Mm-hmm.
your best man, those two are the only two outside people I think you could talk to
Mm-hmm.
based on how you chose them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really believe your parents, your parents should play a vital role. And it's not like you're going to your mom. No, the wife is going to your mother, and then you're going to the white family. The reason for that is because your family, in my opinion, your family will hear me out from a different perspective. Like,
Okay.
there won't be that, oh, well, he's my son or whatsoever. I don't think you should ever go to your family to talk to your partner, to talk about your partner, because at the end of the day, your family will always stick up for you. I
True.
think it's better that you're able to communicate with whoever your wife or husband identify as a parent if they don't have the biological parents around, who like and you trust that you can talk to, because it's not every parent you can talk to about your relationship, because some of them don't really have a great mind for the relationship. I think especially the wife, they might not like the wife, and then you go to the husband parents, it might be an issue. I think that's something that both people should really assess keenly and look at it. I don't think it's a bad idea to go to the pastor, but I feel like the two people who really should have that conversation first is you two. And when you're at that verge that you can't really do it and you really need a third party to see things from another perspective, I personally, the person that I would have said, "Oh, you are my maid of honor," or this, that's the person that I know truly is praying for my relationship, is there and understand my relationship from the start, how we even got together. They know us and they're able to encourage us in a positive way to keep the relationship going. But if you can't have that, then you have your parents, you're able to, because the reason I said those two, because ideally you guys might be young, you understand day-to-day things that are going on and stuff like that, so they can give you another perspective, but they have to give you concrete perspective that is very helpful for your relationship. If not, I don't think anybody else should be part of it. If you don't have any of those people that you trust, that you can talk to, that you think means well, and whatever conversation you have is going to stay between you, your husband, and that person that you talk to, then no, try to figure out or get a counselor that has no tie to you. That's what I would say.
Yeah, for me, before Peterson coming, I think for me it worked for me For me, there's one person. Even when when I met my wife at the time, we were not on the refugee in the refugee camp when we met. We were always, I was a troublemaker. We were always in back and forth. But there was this one brother. Oh, I mean, her older brother. He passed away. I even named him after my last son. For some reason, her sister, me and her didn't just. I don't know. She just didn't. Yeah, she and myself never really got along. She didn't. She didn't. I don't say she didn't like me, but for some reason, she just didn't want me around. But this
Right.
brother, yeah, that brother, everything. He was such a great guy. He would always intervene in the best possible way. He would talk to us. And every time like I talk, guys, my heart just, it just he was nice. He didn't. He was, he talked to us in the perspective of life. He would tell us, well, I'm married. I've been married for years. I know these things happen, and he would bring back some old stories and connect it. And at the time, it really helped our relationship. If it wasn't for that guy, because that was even before we even got married. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend, just having a child, have child, and then you're all confused. Yeah, you don't even know I'm there irresponsible. I ain't got no job. People in America supporting me. So there was always confusion. You're not even
Yeah.
ready yet. You're not even ready yet.
Yeah.
So that guy was, he came in and he really, really helped. So for me, that's my experience. Um, with that with third party. We always call her because her sister would say, well, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. They will bring the guy, bring it, and he will always. And like I said, may his soul rest in peace. But he was very instrumental in what I am today with my wife. Got children, got we established a family. I believe if he had not been there at that time, I think we would just continue doing stuff, and then eventually we would have separated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always those people.
yeah,
So that's a very good testimony, a very good testimony. And a true man will always want a sister or a siblings to get connected to somebody that will make them to sit down somehow some level of guarantee for their future and stuff like that. So that was a good one. But I want to say third party have some level of assistance.
mhm,
Third party have some level of assistance. And no real, let's be real with issue. We ourselves or you, the couple, should know who you take your issue to.
true.
Right.
If you are not wise, like my late father used to say, people say, trouble come with silence. So trouble, always in silence. And my late father said, no, trouble come. He said, I'm coming, oh, but you will not know
Hmm.
the tune or the sound of that particular problem. So
True.
anytime problem is coming, it will come with sound, and you will ignore that sound. What does that mean? When you are in a relationship,
Hmm.
third party will not just come from the blue sky. Third party have to be with people around us. Even the mother-in-laws you're talking about, the father-in-law you're talking about, the mothers-in-law, some of them, they don't want to see you. They
True.
don't want.
Right.
Yes. True. True.
So you're going to them. They're going to them. If you don't do your groundwork or you don't do your homework, you go to them. It's going to be a serious thing to you, and you're going to be surprised. And you will not even. Some of them don't want to see your husband or your wife. They don't. So if the man is going to them, they may even make issue worse for you.
Yeah.
So third party, yes, but it has to do with you, your understanding about that third party. Like the issue for the pastors, some of them will say, "Papa, Papa," and no, I can always follow the Nigerian people. Their movies. The woman will be serving the bishop or the pastor to the extent some of the pastor will be sleeping with them, and
Yeah.
go to the extent of don't want to see their husband home at
Mhm.
home. So you see,
Yep.
so
True. True.
these things are not And yeah, sound that come to you. If your wife, you see your wife, no respect whom, but you see the pastor is everything to the person. I cut you off soon in the morning. I tell you not to go there any longer. I tell you, I'm not going
Peterson, no nonsense, Peterson.
Because
I'm not
you're
going
not going back to that church. We'll
You come
find
back
a
to
new
that.
church.
to say I will divorce you. That for me. When if I tell you, say I don't like you again, I don't. No matter of begging, we solve that thing. So
Mhm.
it's not about I don't like you, or it's not about go home, or it's not about I will say I'm taking a decision, and that is you will maybe you will say, okay, send a man like this, I will force it off, and you force it off, you will meet that man and myself will have things to do. So that one is a different thing. So those things, if you like your home, cut them off. If you don't
Right.
cut it off, it will creep and will damage your home. As simple as that. So third party, yes, let us not scorn a third party, because you know what, third party can the testimony that we were saying, hey, he's a third party man. That man would have been drinking a liquor and say, my man, I want you to leave that woman, go to jail.
Yeah,
That is
true,
funny. I
true.
don't like. They're quick on telling you leave.
So you see,
Now a person make their own decision. Don't tell them to leave.
so that's it. Third party, some third party they are good and some are completely, disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's that. That's true, Peterson. They got a lot of third parties, and you're right. They will tell you, say, my man, look, go find somebody different. And so third party, yeah, yeah, like you said, there are negatives and there are negatives. As in everything, there are negatives and positives. So when it comes to the third party, yeah, like you said, there are some son in there are some mother-in-law. For example, they will feel like that, they will feel like their son is too good for the woman. Their son
And
is, yeah,
yeah,
the son is the source of
you
income.
see,
The woman is benefiting from the son, and
right.
the family. So I mean, you go to such a mother, you know what she would tell you? She said, look, first of all, she would tell you, well, you should be lucky you even with my son. She would not,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
so
Exactly.
yeah, she ain't coming advise you anything cool, to create that harmony. She will tell you, say, look, the father, she will feel like the fact that you even with her son, you shouldn't even complain about anything. Her
You
son can
see,
ill treat you. That
exactly.
yeah, it's like a privilege to be with her son. Like, you
Mhm.
know, she tell you, say, how many women around here want to be with my son? So I think, yeah, those
I
things
think that alone is setting your son up for failure, in my opinion. Like once a mom or parent says, like I shared with you guys was somebody that said you went way to Liberia to get a Liberian. Wow, lady. I ain't even agreed to go on a dinner date yet. You think me
have.
my mom, I was about to tell that woman that, but I said, you know what, let me go. I don't have time for this right now. But now, her son's still single. And they be watching my show. I hope they're watching. Mhm.
Oh, come on, come on, come
Oh,
on.
bro.
So you see there, you see, these are some of this. If your mother would tell her son, so I mean, exactly like River said, the feel that their
Yeah.
son will be so or is so much, you know, up there to the level
Yeah.
of that woman. And so for that reason, they don't want to see their child with that particular person. And that is
Yeah.
why obviously it happened in our tradition. You see that certain family will be like, how do we call that, dating other family, or let's say approach other family, that
Mm-hmm.
and then any child comes up from your family, the child is a girl child, my children will marry that child, because
Right.
they feel that they are on the same level, and they all get the same, um, riches and something like that. So for that, they will not allow the child to go out in different family.
Right.
They will not allow that child to go out in different family. And the second thing, the other side of it too, is sometimes in the community,
Mhm.
your parent may especially good parent, let's just say good parent, they know the history of others. Maybe they are
Mm.
friendly with my family, and my mother is a problem woman, problematic. You think you will allow your daughter to marry to me when when they know that my mother and my mother and other siblings are never, kept, you know, woman before. Each time somebody get in our family, it's just confusion that taking them apart.
Right.
So
So
with that, it's just both sides. But again, third party, good and bad.
I know you just gotta assess it for yourself, right? And see what
Oh,
works for you.
you have to assess it.
Yeah. I feel like we've kind of covered almost all these things, but just 6 things that I was thinking about if there was an affair in a relationship. I think we talk about this. Honesty is like, to me, the number one thing. Being honest, and I guess it's to each their own. How do you define what honesty is? Like, be honest about what happened. Tell the truth. Don't say, oh no, that lady, it was nothing serious. And I'm talking about infidelity now. It was nothing serious, she just being crazy. Then later on come to find out you have a kid with the person. That's crazy. Be honest. Also, I think listening, the person who is at fault, listening to the other person whose their feelings is hurt is the key to rebuilding, to me. Like, listen to how they feel about the situation. Listen to firsthand how they're thinking they're going to cope with this. Listen to what they're saying about the status of the relationship. Just listen. Like, don't say anything after you've been honest and saying everything. I think just listening and hearing the person out and just being quiet, being in that moment, you hear them, let them vent. I think that's a process because you're allowing people to get what they're truly going through from what they're hearing. And then, because sometimes when you speak things out loud, it helps you heal. Like, if somebody's angry and they're just quiet, you don't know what they're thinking. Just allow them to speak freely, say whatever, however they want to say it. But just listen to them, and then when they're done, they'll give you the opportunity to speak as well. I think
So
empathy is one thing in rebuilding trust. I really
yeah,
think
yeah.
empathy is like one of the top one. Like, if
For
you
me,
feel the way I feel, if you can understand how I feel, then I think you can get somewhere. So
that's
that's
what.
number. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Totally agree with you.
Yeah,
In anger, is that difficult. I
I
know.
know it's hard to feel that empathy when you're angry, but that's why you should just
So
listen.
Fee,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hello.
Yeah.
yeah, we're
B.
here. We can hear you.
Yeah, I came outside, so I thought you got. So yeah, I
You
want
run
to
away
look
from
at.
the
I wanted to
tyranny.
chip in a little bit with that honesty. So
Yeah,
you know how they say, something taken to the grave, right?
yeah. Woo.
So yeah,
Not everything you can take to the grave. Sometimes when you're in the grave, people can find it out.
yeah, I got a friend. He confided in me that something, and I know I would never, we make this promise, but uh, not anything bad, but it was where we got a relationship. So I mean, with
Uh,
the honesty issue, though, do you think being honest, as much as it's part of it's part of rebuilding, do you think there are times that people will say honesty is great, guys, but now I'm thinking how to put my question so I don't look bad.
No,
Do
I
you
understand
think?
your question.
no, go
Yeah,
ahead.
You want me to
Speak
answer it?
freely.
I
yeah,
understand
like
your question.
being too much honest, being honest and putting up things that
And yeah, I
sometimes,
understand your question.
yeah. What I mean, why if I'm
You
honest,
just say that man call you on you. That's so man call you. What
Remember
NIS?
says, remember says, I
yeah,
understand. You know, this is what we say to that.
Uh-huh.
Honesty, it depends
Smiley,
on
go
which
back.
angle you're talking about honesty. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
it has the denotative meaning and connotative meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for me, because this show is opinion based
Mm-hmm.
show,
Mm-hmm.
I would say honesty. I would define it being honest with issue.
Mm-hmm.
It should start with what your interest is,
Mm-hmm.
how your honesty towards protecting that interest take you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for example, your honesty is no matter what happened, your intention is not to leave your woman, not to frustrate or not to leave your wife.
Mm-hmm.
So everything you're going to do, you're going to be honest about that your interest, protecting that interest.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize that you have done something wrong. That's the
Yeah.
first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Going to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I did it," or I just want to be truthful to you. I did this art. It's like this and like that. Really, I didn't want went there. I approached the woman. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just adding more fire to the fire.
Exactly. I'm thinking now. The more you talk, the more.
That's why I don't want.
But
I don't
remember,
want
bro, it's
Mm-hmm.
better you say to me, how I see it is right.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, if you don't share something and she go out there and hear it, be honest based on what you know already out there.
no,
But what you know is not out there. I would say share with discretion.
See, I will keep my finger crossed. I will keep my finger crossed that she doesn't hear it out there. Because look,
That's the place I
sometimes when
want
you
to be.
talk too much again, see, that's the thing though, Peterson, before you come in. So this is the race. You don't know if you talk too much as to what it will even resolve. You see, you said that, you think you're giving too much evidence, but your own evidence can incriminate you. You say, so, you know.
No. No, remember, said the first thing is I agree with all what you say. Be honest. So now, but she just said be honest. So I want to define my own honesty. How you be honest to that issue. That's why I started with that.
Mm-hmm.
You are having your interest, protecting your interest. When
Yep.
something like such happen, it's true. Be the first person to let this woman know. Especially, I'm not talking about, especially when you go to the stand of having child. Be very firm, and frank with her, and have a time. Set up the emotion to be in a very happy mood. I mean, have some
Right.
and take her somewhere and be able to tell her in a way that even though she will be vexed, but she will know that yes, I know it is mistake or it's like this. Whatever interpretation that will come to her after everything, you guys will resolve it. But the point is, it's not like you should present that like you are scored a point because you want to be honest.
Yeah.
No. It should not be that way. In fact, if she comes asking you those questions, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I know the first thing you gotta say is, look, I'm gonna speak to you. Is this true? You did that? Oh, I'm not. I don't want to dignify other stuff from out. But we're going to have a talk about it. But don't give a time. Don't give chance for such a thing to start.
Okay.
It
People
better.
like me, we're talking about it right now. What?
Don't allow that. Don't allow that. Don't allow that point. Don't allow to reach to that point. I think that's the best thing so much about honesty. Do not allow yourself to get to that point and start to lie. Because when somebody asks you, you lie.
Mhm.
Anything you
Right.
bring down is going to be seriously, in problem. So the first thing I allow that to reach to that.
Right. It's kind of like doing damage control. So in the hospital, when there's a survey recovery, when something happened major, where we have to fix it, it's like everybody's scrambling and running around and fix it. And now you have to do a recovery note and stuff like that. So you have to be careful what you share
Mm-hmm.
because more
Mhm.
I hate to
Mhm.
say this, but there's a lot of things that happen in the hospital that people don't really talk about because one, there's a lot of things involved. People license are on the line.
Yes.
Hospital rating. Hospital is the biggest business ever. So there's a lot of reputation. There's a lot of hospitals around. So you really want to be careful. As much somebody might be mad at a doctor or a nurse, you got to be very careful how you do a recovery note because when they come back later, when there's an audit and they find that note and they start digging, woo,
Mm,
fines are not easy. So
mm.
it's kind of like I feel like that's how relationship is, right? So when damage happen, you need to do damage control, but you need to also be cautious that in the long run, something else could pop up and
Yeah.
you're going
That's
to
true.
be in some deep trouble. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's
true.
just, again, I really think it's how long you've been with your partner and understanding them. It's easy for you to actually figure out where to start with the rebuilding process. But
That's
if
true.
you're just new and you're trying to find out, like, you've been dating for like 6 months or a year, I feel like, and you live apart, I feel like damage controls is really hard to
That,
like fix
that's
that
true.
because people are going home and coming up with new thoughts and then come back
Yeah.
and talking. It's different when you're in the same house and you're seeing each other. At least you're there. You can physically try to control those damage. But
Yeah.
definitely being honest to a certain degree, I would say be careful, come with care and caution because some women are ready to put you on the chopping block.
So that's true. That's true. That's true. See, and you, and one of your point, I don't know, after empathy, one of your key point, one of your key
Yeah.
point is empathy. And
Yeah.
that's very important. The last time I did it in my Sunday school, it was part of my teaching when going into the new year, the new you, putting aside your old self and taking on a whole new your whole new you, and we talk about empathy was one of the things, how you it talk about kindness, goodness, and other thing, how you empathize with people, empathy has to do with understanding another person's feeling, how they
Yes.
feel, it shouldn't be about the way you feel like. So empathy is very important in the rebuilding process because you have to understand how she feels. You know, you broke that
Wear
trust.
my shoes.
Yeah,
Basically,
wear
wear
my
my
shoes,
shoes.
good. You
Yeah.
broke that trust. Be like, if we were to flip this thing around and you were me and I was you, how will you feel? That's
Right.
what empathy about. Put yourself in that, and it's very important, in that process because if you don't empathize with somebody, say with a woman, you don't really know what she's going through. So then you will kind of like the issue that matters to her, it wouldn't really matter to you. So it will be hard for any solution because she's looking at things from another perspective, and you thinking like, oh, you got women, I think I know opinion. Every man can do that thing. One of my friends over there, one of my one of my one of my friends over there, he did it. See the way he said nothing about it. So you see, then we were right there. That's your lack of empathy. You're not thinking. You're not thinking in the light of this woman. It's all about you,
Right.
how you feel, how you perceive. Like as far as you think you have done nothing wrong, because I mean it seems normal to you because you think people have done it before. So that's my own point on as far as empathy is concerned. With all empathy, it makes the rebuilding process kind of like it starts the rebuilding process because like you ain't got feeling. I mean you don't
Yeah.
you have no regret for what you did, so yeah.
Basically, you don't care. Deal
Yep.
with it. It
Yep.
already happened. Other women deal with it this way. Why can't you?
Yep.
And I feel like that's where trust never can be rebuilt because when you start to compare people with other people, go back inside. What are you guys woke up? What happened? my little two, they're running outside. Where y'all coming from? Go. But yeah, like I feel like you already said everything. Also, I think the fourth thing is validation. Like validating that someone's feeling is valid. Like making sure someone the way they feel is important, which is kind of like the same going back to empathy, right? Like I agree that you feel this way and this and that. Your feelings are important. That I wrong you and whatsoever. Just making sure that person feel validated. I think that's part of the rebuilding process. Also, transparency kind of go with being honest. But basically, with that, I think is mostly creating that balance of privacy, like giving that person that room to be able to, adjust their feeling and understand. But don't give too much room because once you start giving people a lot of room, they start to grow separately from you with that issue. So I think like just having that um being I think both ends should be transparent, like, hey, I need this amount of time just to kind of recoup. And then you two should be willing to give that person that time to not just say, but when how long it will take you now to get over this thing? Oh my God. You start being frustrated. There's no time frame. So you have to be able to give people that transparency, like you understand and they are understanding of you. One, don't hide your password. If it was a cheating where you did, there should be no password hiding. Everybody should know password.
That one, two things you just said that that will sound different to me. Yeah, two things you just said.
Um,
Password hiding is relative. The first thing, yeah, it's relative. I just want to, for me, I always want to be as
Realistic, right?
realistic as possible.
Um,
Password issue on a phone or phone issue. If you want your relationship, you must put before you trust. If you have that trust, you won't bother your fiancé or you won't bother your wife. Why she put password on her phone?
I
When you
agree.
yourself, you know the reason why people put password on their phone. It's not more often. Uh, Maybe somebody else will call me. Oh, I don't want my wife to go in my phone. No, people put password on their phone for various reasons. So that aspect, if you just think it's the best way to build you up, then I can tell that person you gotta rethink. If your partner understand that and want to live with you in that form and manner, it's good for you. But I always advise not to, not to be put that before you to be the key thing that you focus on. Then to validating is in two separate contexts. Validating, empathy, these are two separate things. I can validate your point, I can validate you, and I have no remorse. Even though you're right, I have no remorse. I don't care how you feel. Even though I know you're right, I don't care. Oh God, that my wife is there. That thing I did, I was saying, even though I did it, but I told her sorry, she still want to talk about it. You have no remorse. So yes, it's good to recognize, to acknowledge that, to validate stuff. But empathy, I think empathy is so, it must be. Some people, you tell them, say you're right, it's a problem. And somebody will say,
Yeah, I ran. Now I'm here. I ran.
Andre, I got an Andre winner. Some people will say Andre winner. I
Yeah.
tell you, you win, you right, and you still want to take me to court. So now, what are you taking me to court for? You take me to court for what? So these two things, they are different. But yes, I agree with you when you talk about empathy. Yes, validation. Yes, you got to do that. These are all points to build a relationship. Acknowledge your wrongdoing, and when you acknowledge that, the empathy should always be there. You said one
but
thing, it just went from me. You said one thing again.
yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
Yeah,
oh, go
there
ahead,
was
Peter. Go ahead. Go ahead.
on a validation before empathy before phone. So yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
see.
So okay, so but then that's the thing though.
What's your brother? Okay.
Uh, uh fee talking about the phone. So so what if in the process of the reconciliation with the the everything is forgiven, boom, he doesn't it you say okay, the whole phone, you open the password right now and make sure that no message is deleted. Give the woman access to the phone, Peterson. Open that phone, take the password out right now. If you think, if because remember now, all the characteristic fee Nimi, they are all working simultaneously. So they all kind of, it's almost like a water, like H2O. H2A is two, I think, two molecule of hydrogen and water, sorry. So they all got to get together to make water. When you separate them, you don't have water anymore. So all these things got to work together. So now they're telling you, Peterson, yeah, in the in the eyes of transparency, this is what we're doing. The lady want to have access to the phone because okay, the thing you're saying, okay, we don't know Peterson or Pro Rutter. We don't really trust, all the thing. The fact that you even did this, we even, we still not certified. So all these things you're talking, yeah, we understand all these forgiveness, but can we have, because look, technology is evidence, guys. In this country, those are all fear. I know you watch these crime scene, these things. That's my own a big thing. I don't watch movie, and when something happen, they will track the cell phone thing, and they will ask permission and go into the person who last that person spoke to. So it just tells you how much technology is important in solving a lot of these issues. So the woman is telling you, Peterson, yeah, my man, all that thing you're talking, yeah. But in order to really, really study, open that phone now. Let me see what the communication you've been having as part of the transparency and honesty. What will you do, Peterson?
So this is the issue.
Uh-huh.
The first thing is, for me, always I like my phone, but my wife knows the password. I don't care.
All I do.
But yeah, I like my phone. I like my phone for a reason. I like my phone. My wife knows the password. My children know the password. I mean, I use iPhone. I like the phone for somebody who will steal my phone to suffer to open it. And one of the key things. And besides, there are key information. I always download my phone or I use my phone. Other people, when they if your phone lost, somebody pick it and your information is exposed, it may not be good. There are a lot of reasons for which people like phone.
Yeah.
So I don't have problem with opening phone. But if a third party will tell me, say, open your phone, somebody see it. The first thing I tell you, can you open your phone? Your wife see it.
Let me ask you first before you gotta ask me that nonsense.
So that's a nonsense. Exactly. I don't want to say that nonsense. That's what I was not telling you. Can you open your phone? Right?
Mama, you gonna put somebody in a relationship in trouble?
Yeah. Before I open my phone, open your own.
I would want for a wife to be there.
Mama, the poor can't help you. You won't put her in trouble.
They're trying to make you build transparency. They say no. You open your own. Not part of whether I'll be ready. You open your own. It's true. It's true though, Peterson. The people that be doing those counseling things, they're the one who be doing the work, so they know what they're asking.
You don't do that. If I will speak in cases or in any case to try to mend relationship, my question will never go to invade or force your fiancé or force your wife to open your phone. While it is true, I'm going to tell you, say, look, it's good that I know you close your phone for many reasons. And one of the reasons will not be because you want to have secret information for your house or your wife or your children. And I will give you some reason that it's good for them to know the password of your phone. Because why? Emergency, for example. That would be a very valid point that you can let that person to know and that person will not think that you try to break their relationship. Look, you know
Right.
what? Your phone needs to be open. At least your wife needs to know your phone password because of what? You know, emergency. If something happened, it's better somebody to pick your phone quickly and call your boss, pick your phone quickly and do and communicate with people. So it's better to do these things. That one is good. But you can't tell somebody, you can't come to talk in a case and tell the person, say, you know why, you gotta open your phone, let your wife see inside it because she demanding. In fact, I will tell you, if you try to demand, I will tell you the reason why you're doing that. I say, my sister, you're breaking your relationship. Why would you want to
Right.
be so demanding? Why are you demanding your husband to open a phone? Do you have any reason for that? Have you broken the trust?
But
So
I'm trying to understand why is that a problem though?
the problem is you are not looking at trust.
Okay.
You are you took look, the reason for which two persons live
Okay.
together is trust. If you reach to the point that you don't trust me any longer, it means everything I do in your absence is never something that you give credence to.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
you will
but
demand me to open my phone, you will demand me to do this in your presence to believe that.
yeah, yeah,
So
but
should I
Peterson,
trust you?
but Peterson, there's something called concession. So remember, all this opening phone did not just come about on normal circumstances. Nobody would just go to
Right.
you. So we talking about Peterson is coming about as a result of this whole thing. This whole so that's part of the rebuilding process. So
To do what?
uh
Open
yeah,
the phone?
so it is so now all the things you're talking, oh, you don't trust me? Yeah, Peterson. So assuming we have already said me or you have already broken a woman trust, so that's when they are demanding this thing. It's not on a normal circumstances. On a normal circumstances,
Oh
nobody
no,
can
some
tell you.
women do that. Some women do that. I had a
I
friend, she
mean,
was
Oh,
on
no,
the
really?
phone
this is
talking about, oh, every time you were, are you on the phone? Let me see in that phone. Open the phone right
What?
now. I was like,
No,
what?
mm-mm. No, you
She's
can't do that one to
crazy.
me. No,
oh,
no.
what's that issue with phone is a normal thing to some people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
When you are under certain circumstances and you say before I agree, I will want
Uh-huh.
you to delete all that number, you get your phone there. I want you to open that phone. Let me low inside and be satisfied. That's a negotiation.
Yeah, true.
That particular statement is a negotiation. You know, like you negotiate it. No, what I did, I will not do it again. Then the other person say you will still do it. No, I will not do it again. Okay, if you say you'll not do it, bring your phone. Let's check in your phone. These are negotiations. These are things that you can be talking about. Okay, that's a different thing. But I'm speaking to the issue of you demanding your spouse to like make their phone vulnerable because you want to creep and take the phone. Why you can't ask for the phone?
Oh no, I can't. No, no. Yo,
Why
that
you
was
can't,
wrong.
if you
That
want
was
if you want to use my phone, why you can't ask me? Who holds you? Or you want to do it in my absence and go and see maybe you see somebody my business partner number and call that number and say hello. Why your number doing my husband phone? Because that's what some of them do.
my man. My man, you just reminded me about this clip where the guy stole his girlfriend in his office. OFFICE. So yeah, so the office, why he phone was lay, I think he went in the shower, his phone was laying on the dining table, and then office, and then the text came from that. Oh hi, this is office. Thank you. We had a great night, and the kids was good. And I'm like, what office? Cause all along she knew that number. Yeah, that particular number was his office. That's why he told the woman. So because she used to see the office of all the people. The woman said, "What office talking about? Y'all had a great night together. What the heck is this?" So I think sometimes we the man, my man. Sometimes I mean, look, I think in our quest to kind of hide thing, to be that clandestine thing, I think we don't. I think we leave these women. Like I said, it's not just maybe the few are saying, I ain't just talking about girlfriend, you're just mad, but sometimes we leave our wives with no option. Some of them though, not all of them, some of them not
Yeah.
really ready, some of them not ready. But then when they start seeing like some inconsistency in you, like Fee said that when somebody lying, she can tell her, You know what I mean? Like there are women who actually sometimes they pretend like they don't, they pretend like they don't, but hey, they're watching you. Like sometimes you say something, look, they watch your movement, they know your schedule, they know when you lying, but sometimes they give you the benefit of the doubt. They say,
Oh
okay,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
but when they start finding out now, that's when I think that's when they start peeping around, and you don't want women peeping around because some of them look in your pocket. They look like, look, guys. Let me tell you. I mean, mine was not. It was not. I don't know. Thing, but like, when Christmas coming or a big day coming, like, so me and my wife, what we do, we put, we kind of like send when we sending money, we kind of, her group, my group. So now, we decide what to do. But my group so live, so sometimes I go behind her. I go I go behind her feet and say extra. These people, my people, sometimes they be too dull, they can make me vex. Sometimes it's,
And they will call you.
yeah, they'll go write a number. Feet will go write a number wrong. They will write a number wrong. Yeah, I'm telling you the thing I hiding. Oh my God. They will write a number wrong. Then they will
And then
call
you gotta
back.
call in, and then
Yeah.
call in wife, you will be around.
And wealthy around. Sometimes they will call her phone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Remember the last time I see that, oh, the money he sent, we don't know what happened. I said, oh,
Oh
Jesus.
Lord. Now
So,
you on my list again. Now I don't do that. Then don't call me again.
so, so what I used to do, because I know, so I sometimes I would keep the Western Union paper, because I used to before, but now, usually sometimes I don't, I screenshot.
Smiley
But
stuff.
yeah, I used to keep it in my car. So one time, Wefy went there, she started seeing some. She said, wait, what's going on here? What, what all these things? So sometimes now, yeah, see, so when she see that now, she start thinking like, oh, but how many times this guy been doing this? Is there something he
Right.
been doing? She start thinking, Peterson. So I think that's why I bring about some of these people around, looking around and try to doing little interrogation, probably check in your transit pocket, to see if you got any other Western Union receipt or what else you got. So I think sometimes we men, it might not be like anything like bad, but I think just those little things that they don't know about that we have from them, it makes them feel like suspicious of us. Then they start checking behind things. So I think that's when,
And that's where communication comes. If
yeah,
you know that is not the worst thing ever, but something happened like that, and maybe they book you and they start to talk like that, the way you communicate, they're going to ease it down. And I can tell you, yes, it's true. These things happen. These things happen. Especially in fact, why if they call you, then you run somewhere to tell them, say, don't be calling me again. You just-
and
It's funny, remember that's one of our topic were on the list, right? Right,
yeah,
Peterson? We're gonna talk about that.
don't call me. No, don't call me. Don't you go? Is that what's happening? Who's calling you? She will not think say it is the money issue and what have you.
yeah.
She will not think that way. But
The,
yeah,
and my little sister, oh my God, in the whole family, they got this one person, the leg her mouth is sharp.
she will
She just
always
She will just call. They want money business will just go up and down. People sending their people 3,000, 4,000, they 500 business. I say, you say, oh, yeah, feet. That girl. I told my mother, I say, you, that your daughter. I said, the only reason I sending money over there, you are sending. All the parents money, they over 30 years old. Nobody. Oh, that girl call you say when they go to the bank, people receiving 3,000, 4,000, $500 business. And what about they wrote their own number wrong? Yeah. Yeah, that girl
Me,
calling.
trust me, you are not getting anything out of me anymore because one, you're being ungrateful. I will give whatever I have to somebody else who will appreciate it.
Oh,
Me,
yeah.
my people that know me, like, do you know how long it takes for somebody to sleep and wake up and make
no,
$1?
no,
Leader, they don't know. They don't know. They
they
don't know.
don't know. They
They
just
don't
think
know.
that you get the money free, or you
Yeah,
get the money.
like you just wake up and you expect someone to always send you something. Oh my goodness. That's actually one topic we're about to talk about on here, probably next week, Saturday. But
Mhm.
yeah, this has been a really great conversation. I think we covered almost everything. I think the last thing is like consistency. If
Mhm.
you're making a promise to rebuild the relationship, you need to be consistent and rise up to the occasion. It's
Mhm.
two people issue. It's not just the person that did the wrong. It's
Mhm.
everybody problem now, because you on the end that's accepting to rebuild that relationship, you have a responsibility as well as part of rebuilding that. It's not just the person, because you hear a lot people will say, well, you will have to gain my trust now. It's all on you. It's not me. No, you decided to stay in the relationship. Now it's two people work to really be able to get there, because if one person keep working on it, then that's where I feel like the relationship never, that trust never ever get to be rebuilt.
True.
But if two people are willing and ready and say, you know what, like River says, Pro talk about the forgiveness process. After the conversation, you go through the forgiving process, which is part of rebuilding. It doesn't come overnight, but both people have to put that effort and work in order to make sure you rebuild that. That's all I have to say tonight. I don't know what you guys have to say to that closing of it.
Yeah, let me close with a consistency one. The consistency that's that's very important. It's important to be consistent. I know it's look, guys. I mean, we know it's kind of difficult. It's difficult. Consistency is something. It's like consistency should be like a routine. Something that you maintain that the two people you understand each other. You don't want to do as a football coach, soccer coach, we call it tweaking. You don't want to tweak a little bit, change things around, and then the next thing is it start to create something. So when you are consistent with your partner, why it does is it erases a lot of doubt because she already for example, say you go to work, she know your routine. You go to work, and all everything that you're doing, you guys set your life. Yeah, sometimes there will be little thing will happen, and snow will fall, and you be there, like feed and got there. I think feed you say why you got on your phone where you can track each other,
Oh, it's called Life 360. It's
uh-huh.
not like tracking each other. It's just to
Yeah.
prevent us from. I'm like, yo,
Say, but when I what happened when you saw the snow fell, the snow, the snow, when I snow, how many inches that is snow been? So,
no, that man tricked me in the beginning. He did it as tracking. And then later on, when I realized I can't spend the whole thing.
but no, so don't put me. I won't get in trouble. So the thing is, that consistency when you guys keep it, then there's no doubt. But when somebody start getting off the routine and they start giving excuses, and this is that, I had to stay to work, I mean, there are times it happen. Maybe you would say, oh, I had to stay to work because we had an overload of work. I had to stay there to help out. Yeah, sometimes, see, for me, the bad part about me, uh my job, Peterson, is like 10 minutes away. So like I remember one of my friend, we were going out to drink at that time. She didn't want me to to drink when I quit alcohol the first time. And my friend, and this guy told me, he said, so I said, no, I can't go out to drink. He said, man, he said, what we do after we let lie, say we still at work. And I wanted to go back and say, well, so my wife is driving to the parking lot. Like, she can drive to my work. Yeah, for real. Tell her, say, we on overtime. And I'm thinking
Oh,
like, yeah, because he wanted us to go to the bar to drink. I think I didn't want to. So he said, just say we still at work. Call her and say we still at work. We're doing overtime. And my job is like that's about 12 minutes away from my house. I said, what? What if she comes to the parking lot and don't see my car there? So you see, so I said, nah, that's not a good idea. So, I just abandoned that. So yeah, I think consistency, as far as I understand, is sticking to the routine, sticking to the tax, understanding each other tax instead of don't try to make some kind of left turn when she expecting you to go straight. You're on the straight route. The next thing you turning left. Honey, what happened? Where you going? Oh no, I won't park I won't go check something. So I think that's my point. Consistency and all these points are to, to close communication. Is great. We talk about forgiveness. We talk about empathy. Having empathy for your partner is important. We talk about uh, uh, honesty, transparency. Those are all great characteristics that can help the rebuilding process. These are all they all work together. Like I said, it's almost like a compound. The compound all those molecules to function as a compound. So when you have all these things, yes, guys, we're not going to sit there and be delusional and say rebuilding process after mistrust is easy. No, it's not easy. I've seen people, some people fall apart. Some family fall apart. Family into divorce right now as we speak. There are people on separation. A lot of things. There are people who even kill each other because of all these cheating things. All these mistrust. So we're not going to sit there and say it's easy. But as we discussed tonight, once we start to develop those characteristics, I believe that they will help us if we ever fall in any of those situations of rebuilding after mistrust. We will definitely need all of those, and it will help our rebuilding process. Thank you very much, Fee. This was great. The topic was great.
Thank
Thank you, Peterson. Yeah, stay on to listen to everybody closing, but yeah, it was great being on here. Thank you very much.
thank you so much.
So thank you so much. I think this was so much a nice show, and
Thank
even
you.
though I came late, but you say better late than never.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I came late, but I really, really, enjoy the topics. We spoke from diverse view, and our views are all our views, and we can say these little things we say to our audience now. These things we say, they go with experience, and they are practical experience. And some of us and a lot of people on this show have had personal experience. That's why we speak from that perspective. And with these experiences, we managed to keep our homes. We managed to respond to issue and be able to keep ourselves keeping ourselves with our family. So it would be a great idea that if you have a broken relationship or you have a relationship that is shaking, going down, you need to first define what you want, know your interest. I want to close on that. Identify your interest, identify your needs, identify what you want. There are a lot of people out there that will have something and they just start running to anybody around. They call third party and just think say your husband friend is so much in your interest. You go to him, he got different thing to tell you, or you just want to run to somebody else. Husband want to run to your wife friend, and you don't know what she's up to. So everything you should know if you go to a third party, make sure that the third party is the best person that always wanting to see you doing the best thing. I want to say great thing. Thank you so much. Yeah, nothing much to say. I think the Lord says, uh, put everything together. Only patient, keep patient, be patient-minded person, and don't be too domineering. Do
Right.
not want to control somebody. I mean, don't do that. In fact, this is if you have your child in the house, and yes, we know the child, you feed the child, you buy clothes for the child, you send the child to school, and then you want the child to do what you want. Still know that your child will react. What more about grown-up person, your wife or your husband, and everything about that person, you want that person to follow your command. Do you think you're gonna keep that relationship? It clearly says you don't want to keep that relationship. In much as the person is willing to give that respect on a mutual ground. So keep it as that friendly, the same way you met a person, the person walked to you and spoke to you and you answer in that happiness. Try to invoke that and live with it instead. Being domineering, that would not be good for yourself. So to say that, I just want to say have a nice time and good night as we keep together. Thank you. It's back to you, see.
Thank you so much. I think you guys pretty much set it all. Um, it's really great listening to everybody's perspective on this because trust is something that I feel like it's not a conversation that you just have and it end. It's like a continuous thing, and we all will face it at some point of our life. So, it's great that we talk about it. But all these great points I will share. I hope anybody who's listening, who's going through that process, I know we say a lot of things, we laugh a lot, but it's very serious when you're in that space and you're trying to rebuild that trust, part of a relationship, whether it be with your parents, children, or spouse, or whatsoever. It's very, very difficult. And I think the great way to start, like we said, communication. You have to figure out how you're going to communicate, when you're going to communicate, but you have to start somewhere, and that's communication. Everybody has to be willing to communicate, and that's, I believe, we share is the first step. So was a really, really great show. Thank you guys. Thank you, Riverside Pro. Thank you, Peterson. Thank you to our viewer as well, those who watch and those who are going to watch. And if you have more that we didn't share on the live show, you can always put it in the comment section. We're always there to learn and listen to each and every one point. But it was a really nice show. I enjoyed it. We went longer than we anticipated. That's
Yeah.
how great the conversation was. So really enjoyed it and say thank you to you guys. Have a blessed night and a great Sunday. We'll see what we'll talk about. But just wanted to share. I spoke to Andrew. I think what we were discussing last time, Riverside Pro, about doing like, a Bible trivia questions on Sundays. I think we're hoping we want to start next week, the last Sunday of every month. We agree. We might want to do that like the last Sunday where we come up with questions and answers. We want to do maybe about 30 questions because if people call in, I'm still trying to figure out what number because I don't want to put my regular WhatsApp number. So I'm trying to figure out how to get what a burner phone or something to get a WhatsApp for that and do it. But yeah, we've decided we're gonna try to do that. So I only have this week to run after it. But if you guys have any question throughout the week and stuff like that, we can put together. I'm gonna do a flyer for that to post it. So tell your peoples back home. Everybody should call and participate. As the week go on, I think we should all come up with the time because Sunday is kind of crazy. We go to church, come back, have to have our family ritual. We do a family lunch. And then after that, I guess we could do a show just for an hour to see who will call in because we want to do it early enough for people back home to be able to call in and get the
Are
blessing.
we going to replace their data?
Huh?
Are we going to replace their data?
Yeah, when they answer the question right, they get $5.
Oh yeah, they're going to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
ours is
So
almost $1,000 in Liberia. So somebody will
yeah,
want to.
so that's what we want to do. $5 a piece. We'll start with that until Facebook start to hit us with the millions.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
We'll
So
start with that. I
no,
mean, it will be a great exposure too for the show.
yeah.
So we want to try that out and see. I know I wanted to do 2 Sundays, but we're thinking first and last Sunday will be too close. So maybe we just do one Sunday and see how it goes. Then we can figure out something else. So that was Andrew's suggestion. He said we can do last Sunday, which is kind of like a nice thing to do. So the last Sunday will be next week Sunday. We can all put heads together and try to figure out, what's the best timing for that so we can be on and see who will call in and things like that. And, bless somebody. They can buy that little water, cold water, and cool their chest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're gonna get. We're gonna get. We will get some. We'll get viewer. People will come.
Yeah.
And, and people will come and want to take part.
So I'll do the flyer, share it with you guys, share on your page, whoever back home. I know my sister and my nieces, nephew, all of them gonna try to come on to get that money.
They want to get some, right?
The only thing is Sunday. It gotta be a schedule now. We got a time. We gotta know their time. We gotta get a time zone so that because
Yeah,
it can't. It gotta be somewhere
when
probably.
they're up.
When they up, so that way we can have more people because otherwise, when they're sleeping, it will be. So we need
Where's
to
that?
plan.
Talking
Yeah.
about you're talking about $1,000 in Liberia. Somebody answer about question to get it. Talking about one there.
I
I'm
know
not
other
saying
show I listen to, they do it around like 3 o'clock here or
Yeah.
2 p.m. So I was thinking maybe we'll do around 2 p.m. on Sundays here. That would be great.
Yeah, between 2 to 3. Between 2 to 3, because I
Yeah,
can
two
come for
to
church
three.
around. Yeah, my church on Reddit State we get up at 11. I don't usually be doing
so
anything. I get
so
up
you
at 12.
that is great. You doing it two, then it's going to be around 12 my side.
Yeah, like 2 to 3. We
Yes.
do that. Maybe some of them just getting off church and things like that. So we want to try that out, and then we'll have our regular show late at night. Just for us to do that trivia part of the show.
That's good. Yeah.
That's the plan. And then whoever will be taking name, whoever answer, the question. Depending on your men of God, then
Yeah, so we try our best.
So the question,
to get us some good question and hard question. With I found some few questions and stuff, but they are kind of easy because I'm not too seasoned. I'm still learning.
so you think it's easy?
I want my people then to win.
When I finish going to the Old Testament, they will know that, sir.
Oh
Then
God!
They should not pray. They should not pray to pick my question because
Oh my God!
you pick my question. Say, I know the person.
It's a from there.
hey,
They are like real
they
theology teacher.
hey, no,
Yeah,
they
ask you how many Solomon has how many wives?
Oh my God!
they
That's a good question. Even
don't
myself,
matter.
I'm
They
gonna
can
be learning.
Google. They can Google. So we gotta. The last time I had one, I ended up picking it, but anyway, that one was not biblical. It was more. I think it was some independent day. So I was on this one show. We were asking everybody, about political question. How many people made it flat. Oh, John was just googling that thing. But
Oh yeah, they're fast. They can be Googling that.
oh yeah, it's smart. They
No,
can
But
just
you know
do
what the Bible want? It had to Google it because
no.
apparently a lot of people don't have good answers out there.
Yeah, true.
That's
That's
right.
true.
When you give question, when you
Uh-huh.
give question to somebody and the person Google and find the answer, it means you are not teacher.
I know
Because
that's
when teacher
that's why
gives
I
you
said some of my
question,
question is too easy right now. Looking at it, say,
you know that, right?
they
If I
want
give you
how many
question,
people Jesus fed?
you will not even know what you're going to put in the Google for Google to answer you. Yeah, you will not know what should I say, what question should I ask the Google to tell me.
I know. I remember when I was writing my final, and we had to write about 25 pages for a closing statement, and oh my God, after the first 10, I was like, I don't even know what I'm talking about here anymore. And then one of my
Oh
friends
wow.
asked you, I'm Googling some stuff, girl. I said, yeah, right, academic plagiarism. Who come and get fired, spending all that money, go to school, and then they tell you can't graduate. I ain't part of that. I'm not, we'll be here, we'll chop and chop and chop until chopping can finish. And then we'll see what we get out of it. But it was so hard to keep up and write all those pages. It was a lot. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll discuss it more. If you guys have any questions during the week, you guys have if you've done it before, you know how we can do it. Please share. Let's see how we can put it together. The first one, I don't think it will be too organized because we're about to rush through it to get it. But hopefully that'll prepare us by the end of February to see how we can do a better one. But yeah, tell the people, tell them we're gonna make the flyer so people can know about it and call and get a late $5. Hopefully somebody tell me all that money making that content. You get
Okay.
Yeah, I know they want to get beat more in that play.
that content. People get more.
$5. They
I
know some
know.
of them they don't work for $5.
Father will be happy.
$5.
Okay, well, like yeah, all that money they making that content can give off for anyway. What you take it for cost here?
Cause yeah, no.
They can't see that, man.
But yeah, it was really nice having this conversation with you guys. I don't know what we're talking about tomorrow, but we'll ask God to guide us through it to see what biblical topic we want to cover. If you have any topic you want us to talk about it, let us know so we
Yeah.
can cover that. Sundays are religious topic and things religion wise, not just Christian, but who knows, maybe we'll talk about some other religion sometime that kind of is controversial.
So
But yeah,
we can look at
huh?
breaking away from a church or from is that biblical? Is it what is the what's the benefit in a
Hmm.
faith? Yeah, like you have a church and you break away from that church because maybe you don't satisfy with somebody, and that topic is also go to it go across. We can just say breaking away from your belief. What's the impact? What message you
Oh, I
give to
like
people?
that. Yeah,
What message you preach to people?
I
Some
want to
people in
write that down. I'm looking for
political
my
guys,
notepad.
maybe they get a party and they break away and join another party. What message are you sending? Are you telling people? And practically you do the same thing.
So is it break away from the church or break away from the religion in
From
general?
your belief, a church organization with the intention of opening similar organization. What message you give? You break away with the intention to open similar organization.
Mm.
Yeah, you are not breaking away or you're not leaving, but you have you're working with the people you broke away and went and formed the same organization with the
Got it.
intention to grow the organization. What message it preach to people? How can we respond to that? Maybe we can look
There
at it.
are a lot of those happening now, right? People are breaking away and forming their own churches and
Yes.
stuff. You know, another thing too, I was gonna say, right? Another topic I thought about was how, pastors that are involving in politics. You know,
Yeah, these are
I
some of
don't
the
know.
things.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
know it's a
how to
hot
really
topic.
phrase
It's
that,
a hot
but
topic. I
like,
get that too.
yeah, can a pastor serve God and be part of politics? How effective is that on the congregation? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, find a way to
Great topics as
yeah,
well.
I'm
yeah,
trying to figure out how to word that.
yeah.
Yeah,
What
great
is good
topics. And
because
I can tell you that, I mean, Bible says it's political, so
yeah, when you word it, I'll be looking for a wording too. But when you word it, that's great because I had a lot of instances because this going election, there were two prophetic
saying
messages. There's one guy from Sierra Leone say George Weah will win. Then one guy from Nigeria and say Buaka will win. And both of them were kind of like a huge. They have huge religious following. So want to
men are
know
saying,
if
oh, we
it,
listen from
yeah, so if it doesn't happen, Peterson, what impact it got on it? Say if
that.
he was say if Peterson was a prophet in the church, and he finished telling the congregation this man will win. He go put himself in politics. What if it doesn't happen? What how do I
But
trust
you know
the whole
what?
trust thing come by
Yours said, yours
yeah,
says,
yeah,
every no preacher, they say something and they are very good at their words, how to change their words and how to find reason for which that thing
yeah, yes,
happened.
that's true.
You get
That's
it?
true.
And they
Yeah.
will come exactly. You know that the late Bronsky,
Mhm.
he was there were prophecy that he was going to be president,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh
and
yeah, I
they
heard about that.
yes, late Bronsky, there were prophecy throughout that you're going to be president, you're going to be president, you're going to win. And what happened? You see what happened? So I mean, those people they will tell you, say, you know what, God said this thing, but this thing happened, and that's why, you know, All of those things, they will start going to look for Bible quotation that God promised, and something happened this way, something happened this way, all of those things. So, it has that topic itself is good. It's something that we can talk about, especially being a religious person joining politics, what impact and
Yeah.
why it shows. But I can tell you, Fee, I would be for it. That religious man can be the best. The
Can
best.
serve. So you okay? That's interesting because I always thought about that. I'm like, especially right now, the government in Liberia. I personally know someone who is a pastor who worked closely in the government in Liberia, and I don't know. I'm just like, I don't.
The
How do you
best,
steer?
the
I
best
guess
security.
my thoughts are, how do you steer away from the whole corruption thing?
Oh no, you see, this is the place that we miss. We are not discussing it yet, but this is the place we miss. We talk about corruption, corruption, corruption. Some of those things we say, it is what they say.
Mhm.
There are some character in government, they honestly working and they honestly doing their job. They don't. People are honor them doing those things, and because people around them doing those things, they just allude to the fact that since people are there doing it, it could be those people, and they are. So
Okay.
you see, it's something. Men of God go into politics. I can tell you for sure. For me, if we talk about it, I'm in favor of that, frankly,
Okay.
because the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Where the
Yeah,
knowledge
that's
come
true.
from? Knowledge come from hearing, and hearing why? Hearing the word of God. So
Right.
you start to grow when you hear the word of God. If you see a man of God, it's now it's when Solomon took over the temple, even though he ended somehow, but Solomon was the wisest ever existed in the temple, in the kingship, the wisest ever. Because why? His entirety was with God. He seek God's attention to lead his people. To the extent the first decision he made, it brought Israel to to the spotlight in history between the two female who one of them killed their baby. So look, insight when a man of God is leading, there is insight. They understand the Bible is the book of wisdom.
Okay.
But it
I
has
don't want you to say too much. We'll jump into that. Don't say too much.
you know that.
Come on, Riley.
Yeah, man. That was nice, man. I
Yeah,
hope
don't say too
what
much. But that's where my brain be going sometimes. I just be like, what? I don't wrap my head around it because growing up, being a Pentecostal, it was like there was a division between the church and government. Like growing up, those things when you hear it, and now like being the 21st century and seeing it, it's just I don't know. It's just kind of like it's a little strange for me to still kind of accept
So you
it.
see your man Donald Trump? You see your man
I
Donald Trump?
know.
Donald
Well,
Trump is
Donald Trump is bringing God back to the house. We are happy. We can't wait for Monday. Where is Reverend Sexpo? I hope you're ready Monday.
Yes, bro. Yes.
you see Trump? Trump is saying, look, you know why? Nobody bringing that into the but
Donald
Yep.
Trump said they're going to bring back the biblical teaching in the school, and I'm for it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's it.
Oh, oh, really? In the public school?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Uh,
gonna it's gonna be controversial. That's a
We
state.
love controversial.
President man doesn't care whether you get your controversy coming.
No, but that you gotta know that is. I think a lot of those things are state issues, so it's left with individuals. I don't know. I don't know. The only thing he
Yeah,
would do, he
that
would try
one
to cut.
that
He
with
would try to
Donald
cut
Trump.
federal funding, like the way you want to do those
You
sanctuary
want
cities.
you want to be president of Tunisia.
Oh
He
no,
will
mama.
do it in Jesus' name. Thou
He
says
will
the
do
Lord.
it. He's going to do
Oh
that
yes,
one.
I want it. Look, guys. Look. Let me tell you, my oldest son when he came in this country, he was in public school. Now I'm not. I don't have anything against it, but he was in public school, and I don't know. He did working. Sonny was not. He was Johnny. So we moving. My church school went there, and his whole like. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to say the public school had anything to do with it, but when we talk into the private into the church school, because all my children go to church school. Seriously, they don't. Yeah, they
Do
go to
your
bed.
church have a brunch around here? We gotta talk.
Oh yeah, so ever since then, all my children, they all
I mean, it's
graduated. They all
necessary
went
for
to
the children to go to the kind of
yeah.
school.
Because they don't teach those
It's a
children.
school.
They don't teach the children Bible in a public school. PSC. Look, they teach those children sex, gender transformation. Can you imagine that?
That's the one Donald Trump don't want to hear. That's the one he doesn't want to
That's
hear.
why we put Donald Trump in, and he will make sure and clear the way. I hope whoever watching,
Yeah. The man will
I know.
play.
you guys, my 5,000 followers, come and go down the street.
I
I
bet
tell you.
it's gonna grow. The first thing he said, the first thing he taking the school from the from federal to zero level to the school district, right? I don't know how your governance structure there to the states, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking it from the federal to the state level. So now, so speaking, they're going to take control of it and do what they want to do. So that they are
Yeah, because then each school can, I mean, it's a lot going on right now, to be honest. It's a lot. But, you know, we're trusting God.
it's going to work.
Hopefully all will be well. We're just here temporarily. But I mean, later on during the week, maybe Monday, if you guys are free, since it's a holiday here, let's talk about that funeral, PYJ. I want us to talk about it.
My
Okay.
God, that's a different one there.
It's a different one. You know,
Yeah.
something I saw that, you know, today that was very striking, but I don't want to get too much into it. Monday will be my little side show. I want to talk about that. That was,
Yeah. I saw a lot of things. I saw a lot of things, but I
saw a lot. It was a lot, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But,
Well,
you know,
tradition?
huh?
That's the tradition.
No, not just the tradition from, I would say from the tradition to the barrier side and everything. Like
too
just,
many things, man. Too many things.
it's a lot to
They
really talk about.
jumping over cop, changing his clothes to traditional. I don't know, man.
No,
There's too much stuff
no.
happening.
River says,
Yeah.
that is folded when a hero like that in those days. This one they're doing it in the public, that's what we see.
But the man in the things of God, why should man Peterson, you don't bag it kind of thing.
They're talking about him as they are not doing it him as a pastor, they're doing it as a warrior. That's
Wow. So then which version of Prince Johnson? Because though I listened to one of the guys who said he said Prince Johnson was a pastor because why was he a pastor almost 20 years? Because of redemption, forgiving that you are asking for it. So if you went bury the man as a traditional, then the whole forgiving and redemption thing. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of confused.
That one you're talking about there are different thing. That was so that speech that God gave was political. One senator for Benji there. It was highly political.
Yeah, but
I'm trying to download the whole thing and then we will analyze. I really don't try. I try to not do a lot of analyzing, but this one is my own countryman. We're gonna talk about it.
yeah, seriously though, you know, I didn't make any post about it. I just been watching thing as they unfold, but they've been very strange to me. Those are strange occurrences. I mean that name that
from Grandpa County.
my man, pastor people who let day by day, the second even John what day by I saw they put jumping what day by day.
They drink liquor from day by more.
My man, I beg you. No, let me tell you something. Peterson, let me tell you a thing about the pastor people.
Wait, Peterson, are you a man?
Yeah.
See,
Oh!
this is happening. Lots of people can drink liquor from day by
No, that's not true. Peterson, let me tell you. No, Peterson, let me tell you. Peterson, let me tell you about the pastor people. The day by day here. Pastor people.
They love to cook and eat.
Exactly. Yeah, pastor people like all the enjoyment that come with the body. They don't like the body itself. They don't mess with the body. All the fufu swallowing, all the sitting on mat.
They will call their hair, they wear a black cloth, they tie their hair, they sit down, they put beef out of food. When they
in the public.
They even want to see that dead body against her. They want to see that body against her. They only want the enjoyment.
Come.
They are not doing the public. But people who
What do you want?
My man, I'm a real pastor, man. I'm real pastor, man. I live in the interior. I saw plenty things about the body. The pastor people don't like the body. They just let all the enjoyment that come with a period. They ain't got time. Pastor man will bury you, or you will be in our funeral. Nobody will visit you. They will sit down on that mat and eat, and you can't bury you, and they still go back to that same mat and go eat. That's how they looking.
They will cry. I remember when I little, we went for a funeral. I told my mom, I said, "Well, what are you doing?" She said, "You let your child eat." When the pastor people, when somebody come visit soon, you know, they're not talking about blood hit that someone put blood lipstick on.
Yeah.
They sit on the mat. The other one, oh, Georgia. Then they start crying and they finish. Let's go eat. Their food. That people, I don't know where they get all the food from. Their food.
Oh.
They will cook, they eat, they have wake, they dance, they cry, they.
Yep.
These people,
But,
for me,
you know, my specific issue with this whole funeral is the burial site.
I didn't even see it.
I didn't watch the burial site, to be frank. I didn't watch
I will
it.
share the link with you guys. I want you to watch it.
Okay.
I watched that and I said, wow, Liberia. Country, money in our country. Money in our country. And I'll put my hand on that money too.
Oh, what are you talking about? You're talking about the VAR?
Yes.
Oh, that got built out a team before you were living. He had a structure there. He built it himself. He built a VAR before he died. Oh,
really?
You hearing this? Oh, we used to say this thing. Senator Johnson, that monument are down there, he built it himself. That monument you pass by before you go to a VAR, he built it himself. He said he's not going to die for people who can't be talking about that. He built it himself.
Wow.
I thought you talking about the traditions. No,
the tradition is something too, but I was really shocked too when I saw that burial site.
Oh, the burial site it's something that he was living.
What happened? It was expensive or what? Like what?
TV there. Everything you want to think about that. Air condition.
Are you kidding me?
The place is completely.
We were in the last thing you don't listen to me that say we will deal with them.
I can be there and talk about because I know about it. I thought that's street talking about
something. Peterson, the man, you see, we have to understand the man role as a pastor.
From the tradition to the burial side, everything. I won't talk about it.
The same thing we're criticizing Nathaniel McGill for building mausoleum for a man with TV, with internet inside, and Prince Joseph got the same thing.
Prince Joseph was living at that time. George Weah had not come to power.
How will you be living? You go build your own mausoleum, my man. I never see your kind of thing.
I'm telling you something I know about, and not something I said. I'm saying when he was building his school out there, that monument is now that he built that monument, he built the site. He said, "When I die, they will bury me yet."
Wow.
And that's what you were talking to people say, man, they say, "Make me die," and I think almost 3 or 4 years gone.
He more than a period now.
He said that I was a thing. So it's not today something you want to compare with Nathaniel McGill. No. Nathaniel McGill never have father.
Man, the Bible says it is appointed unto man wants to die after death judgment. Why all those exuberant, why all those how you call it, all those extravagant things you bury with all these extravagant things? Look, all that thing is the Bible, like vanity, all is vanity. For me, I don't even believe God. Look, if I already told my children, like if I don't know whatever God says, but they might go bury me right in River says with ordinary burial, rest out my father, period. So if I have any kind of terminal something that I know, I'm going right by Liberia, my people. So oh yeah, I know.
Well, we will talk about this on Monday. But I have a lot to say about that. My daughter ready now. She won't go cuddle.
I know.
She's like, "Mommy, let's go." But yeah, it was so nice. I enjoy having a great conversation with you guys. I'll see y'all again by the grace of God tomorrow. Y'all
Yeah, have a
take
good day.
care. Y'all have a
See,
great night.
Bye bye.
see.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happened, Jenna.
Uh-huh.
The woman entered. She just she she heard you on the show. I know she's acting as somebody on the show. She would look. The way she look at my phone.
Ah, what's up, bro? Be back gonna bed later. I don't want no trouble. Before he got caught, he said I am sure Benet are sleeping in the basement. Poor
I
Diane.
know. All right, guys. Yeah, it
All
was
right.
great, man. It was great. All right, thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
All right.
All right. Yes, Riley.